Hey guys, welcome back to ADP Art Creations. Happy 4th of July to everybody. Today or tonight on the D block, I want to talk about this I want to discuss the CBA. I don't want to go into too much detail because when I caught myself researching the CBA and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna research it, do my notes and everything on it." Oh, look, guys, that CBA is 350 pages. And this is, I don't know if this is the current one, but when I went to the website, this is the one I saw um, up and everything or whatever. So I wanted to discuss probably like three or four sections of it, and then I'll break it down or whatever about the CBA. And we'll be talking about the CBA, the different parts, like maybe like four parts I picked out. And then I want to know is does the CBA play a major part in what's going on with the WNBA today? And we want to know if Angel Reese is going to dominate and do Bmore Style in her next game. And as fans, we have to like continue to lift all the players up when they make achievements, and not just uplift one or two or three or four players, because so many players this season already have made major accomplishments or whatever. So let's go into the CBA. Hey Jonathan, how are you? Happy 4th of July. So let's talk about this CBA, right? So we're going to talk about, there are so many sections. So we're going to go, probably I'm on page 104 of the CBA. It's 350 pages. So the first part I would like to discuss is the child care assistance program that the WNBA have for the players. Okay, subject to the requirements of Section 129 of the Internal Revenue Code, each team will reimbursed on a tax preferred basis eligible child care expenses as incurred up to 750 per calendar month during which one or more regular season games are played, capped at internal revenue code maximum 5,000 per year per player with one or more dependent children who are under the age of 13 and who during this season are living with such player either full time or for a significant amount of time. So this is talking about the child care assistance, what they help the players contribute to the players or whatever. So they'll receive 750 per month, and the total year is 5,000 to go towards their child care. Right. So let's go to section 8. So Section 8 is the family planning. Yes, they do have 401k. Yes, they do have dental. Um, and they have, like, the different breakdowns of when they have the different championships, the cup and all that, how much each player gets. Okay, so when we come into the family planning, section 8, we're still on page 104 so far. For each season, beginning with the 2020 season, reimbursements to be provided in the 2020 season as soon as is practicable. But the teams shall reimburse players with 8 or more years of service up to 20,000 for costs. Okay, so that's talking about the family planning. Okay, let's talk about the nursing mothers. It says upon player request, each team shall identify and make available accommodations for nursing mothers that provide a comfortable, safe, private place other than a bathroom that is shielded from view and free from intrusion from other players, staff, and the public, access to refrigeration for breast milk. Let's talk about the lounging, the player related expenses. So what I did was I picked out Chicago Sky's team. I picked out, of course, our team, of course. We're looking into 2025. So, okay, so during the regular season at playoffs, players will be provided with the following options with respect to housing in the home cities of their WNBA teams. Standing housing provided by the team, receiving a monthly stipend as set forth below with respect to each team. The housing referred to in the foregoing clause shall consist of two-bedroom unit if it is provided to any player whose children are under the age of 13 and who during this season are living with such player either full-time or for a significant amount of time. This is what they will get per month. The amount is $2,000 per month towards if you're going into like whatever team, whatever housing they have available, if you're going into that program, this is how much you would get up to. Well, they would pay. This is how much they would pay up to, right? But listen, you have more than two children, you're gonna have to pay that difference. But this is only for the lounging with your team. And it also said any player on or before the March 15 immediately preceding any season has entered into the player contract that is then in effect must notify the team on or before immediately succeeding April 1st whether she elects team provided housing or a monthly housing stipend. And if she elects the team provided housing, whether such player has a child living with her as described in the subsection above, all other players shall notify the team of their housing election with 14 days of their execution of a player's contract. And if she elects team provided housing, whether such player has a child living with her as described in subsection on or before March 15, immediately preceding any season, the Players Association may notify the WNBA that it wishes to have one or more of its employees conduct the inspection of any team provided housing, which inspection must be completed prior to immediately succeeding April 1st at a reasonable time, mutually agreed between the Players Association. Applicable for WNBA team, the parties agree to engage in reasonable discussions with respect to any issues such as team provided housing that arise as a result such inspection. This is talking about the housing. If the player chooses to do the housing, this is what they have to go through. They have a 14-day to say, hey, I'm going to do this or not. They got a deadline on it, whether they want to receive this help, and they only get so much per team. Chicago Sky is at 2,000, what they will give. For the house towards the housing or whatever. But as you go up, like it was saying, you have more than what I'm saying, one child or whatever. No, more than two children, then you're gonna have to pay the difference, right? And so also they have the relocation expenses. Once I read this, guys, then we'll start talking about it. But this is what the players are asking for. You have to go and read the CBA, guys, and you're gonna have to do it in sections because it's so many pages to it. Like they're good sections, and what the players are asking for is not too much. So I wanted to bring this to you guys' attention because this is what they're fighting for. They went in there the first go round. It's not looking good. You know what I'm saying? And we don't wish for nobody to have to stay out of their season to get that respect of being paid like they're supposed to, being able to, hey, work with me, you know. Hold on, guys. Let me see. Hey, Miss D. Oh, I see you. Hey, Miss D, how are you? Happy
Oh, I'm
4th.
sorry. Hey, happy 4th of July.
Yeah, so I'm explaining the CBA. Just
Yeah.
just certain sections of it because I didn't realize when I pulled it up it was 350 pages.
Ooh, that's a
So
lot. Where, where,
yeah,
where, where, where did you find that at?
you just can Google it.
Okay.
When you Google it, it shows up.
Okay.
It shows up where it breaks it down. It has 4 sections at the beginning, right? Which you can look into, but then it has, hey, here go the full document. And when I pulled up the document, I said, there's no way I can remember all this stuff. 300, hey Riddick, 350 pages of it. There's no way. So they do. So Ms. D, of course, they get the 401k, but I heard they're asking for more to deal with the medical expenses. They also need some for retirement players. I didn't see that in there, but I didn't get that far to look into it, or whatever. So yeah, the housing is something, isn't it? Like they only giving them 2,000 per month to help with the housing if they
Wow, that's a
choose to.
lot. Right.
But you got to remember that's the cost of living. You're talking about Chicago or whatever state,
For
wherever
LA.
they're at.
Right. So
Yeah.
they probably
So
room. You see a lot of players room together.
right, and then on top of that, you have where like my cousin them, they stay in DC, guys. You know those the houses are right beside each other, right? Do you know how much they are? They're like 4,000 a month, and it doesn't matter where you stay. You see what I'm saying? So, 2,000 is probably not even covering all of that, all of their bills, or you know what I'm saying? Like their rent it's a little. It's like it seems to me like it's like a little slap in the face. Like here, we just come up with this amount of 2,000, and this is what you're gonna get. And you have a deadline. You got a deadline to get it in within the 14 days to say, yeah, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do something else. And you don't know, I guess once you get there, you know what area you're in that you're gonna stay in as a player. But say if you not filling that area and you done signed those papers, you know what I'm saying? You still got to hold up your end of the bargain because they're giving you that money. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's
So
still not a lot. I don't know what. I don't know. So I wonder what they're
that was
negotiating.
look, that was for Chicago.
I
That
know
was
that's crazy.
the other teams. I didn't even look. I said, let me choose one. And of course, I was going to choose Chicago. But I was like, let me choose one just to see what they're giving these ladies, right? And you see they need more for the maternity leave. They need more into that family planning. Yeah, you got me an area where what I'm saying, I can store my milk, I can breastfeed and be shut off from everybody else. But what can be put in there if they haven't already put it in there? Like what other options do you have for the mothers? Because you have examples of Skylar and allegedly De'Erica, just different things of getting different types of treatments, when they're expecting and they go on maternity leave, you know. So then that was the living arrangement. Um let's see. I wanted to go into um okay, so relocation expenses, pretty much a player who is assigned from one team to another during the season will receive coach airline ticket from her prior team city to the city of her new team will be reimbursed. So guys, they're not giving them the money right off bat. They get reimbursed for it. And you know how reimbursed stuff they don't say how many weeks or whatever for the reimbursement. Let's see. It said reimbursement for the actual reasonable cost of shipping her personal belongings from her prior team city to the city of her new team. At the conclusion of such season, the player will receive a coach airline ticket from the city of her new team to the city where she permanently resides. For players who are assigned prior to the midpoint of the regular season, only reimbursement may include up to $1,000 for shipment of one automobile. Guys, do you know how much it is to move from state to state? It's more than $1,000. So a player whose contract is terminated will receive a coach airline ticket back to the city where she permanently resides. So they do that. But check this out. When a team is on the road for less than a full day, this is okay. This is what the players run into when they're going to like play games or whatever, right? So Okay, guys, check this out. So for 2025, for that day, if they're there the whole day, it's gonna be $86 that they will pay for their meal, right? It says when a team is on the road for less than a full day, and a partial meal expense shall be paid based upon the team of departure from the time of arrival in a team's home city in accordance with the following. So listen, they'll pay partial payment for the part if they only stay in that partial day. So that's looking like you dealing with $86. You better go somewhere for $40 or whatever. And I don't know if that's including, like, you might need little groceries for your rooms or whatever the case may be while you're there. It doesn't say in detail. What it does say is departure after 9 a.m. or arrival before 7 a.m. No meal expense allowance for breakfast. Departure after 1 p.m. or arrival before 11:30 a.m. No meal expense allowance for lunch. Departure. What else did we have? Oh my gosh. The meal expense allowance for lunch shall be. Oh, okay. So the meal expense allowance for lunch shall be deemed to be. So 2025 they get $21, and the meal expense allowance for dinner. Okay, so they split it up. You're gonna get $27 for your lunch, and you're gonna get $41 for your dinner, and that's if you're in that state playing for the whole day. Together with each meal expense allowance payment, the team shall provide players with a written breakdown of the specific meals that are included in each such payment. For the purposes of this agreement, the home city of a WNBA team shall be deemed to include only the city in which the facility regularly used by the team for home games and is located on by locations or at which the games are played, provided that such other locations is not more than 75 miles from such city. Okay? So, what do you think of that? What do you think of that, Miss D?
Well, that's kind of low though for a meal. Like you could spend that in at fast food. I don't like this deal. That's kind of crazy.
Like, you guys, the point I'm trying to make with the CBA, right, Riddick, like, okay,
Right,
I know,
$27. Right, that's crazy. What they gonna do with that?
Riddick, right, like, I'm saying, when I read that, I was like,
Sorry, I say hi.
a draw dropping, because look, you got that look, that's for lunch, and then you got to roll around for dinner. You only give me $40 for dinner.
Exactly. It's expensive. Let's say if you in Chicago, New York, LA, they're
Yeah,
very
you're right,
expensive.
Riddick. You can Riddick was like, you can only, let me put her. She was like, you can only buy fast food, and that's the thing. You telling
Exactly.
me I need to maintain my weight and all this to play your game? You mean to tell me you can't provide the nutrition? Because guess what?
So I'm sure the teams
That's
though, when you go to the games, hopefully they feed you. Because that
they
$27
say,
is
okay. So yes, if they feed you, you don't get the $27, and you don't get the $41.
what? That's so cheap.
Yeah.
That's cheap.
So, but that's the whole thing. I'm sitting here. I'm playing for the WNBA. You know, then what the players are asking for is not much, guys. Let's see. Riddick said, "What if you vegan?" Let me see if they had some for nutrition guidelines in
Right,
here.
because a vegan is very expensive to try to be vegan. Vegetables are very expensive to buy, and fruits.
Okay, so the parties shall work together to form a nutrition council with the appropriate WNBA and WNBPA team player and corporate partner representation to discuss the proper nutrition. It doesn't say. Riddick. Riddick, it does not say nothing about vegan in this part of it. It's 350 pages, but in this part it says nothing about your different types of eating or whatever or nothing. That's it.
Okay, I try to look it up. What is it again? What you
You
type
go
in?
to just go
Just go
to
to.
the CBA. The CBA slash when you hit the CBA for the WNBA, go down and it's gonna show you a whole. It's gonna show you different sections, but then it's gonna say the full documents, and that's what you hit on, and it's 350 pages. And then okay, so and then let's you see you gonna pull it up, Miss D. You gonna look it up. So for game tickets, each player receives two complimentary tickets for each home and away game. That's it. Two two tickets. So yeah, so Riddick, they didn't have anything in writing. I don't know. This is the one that when I pulled it up, Riddick, this is the one they had for now. I don't know what I was looking for, the new add-ons that they added on, because they said the first go round wasn't really good. So I was like, let me look and see what else are they asking for. But just to look at what they got in there before, you daggone right, they should be standing on business and making some noise. I really hope that they what I'm saying, all of them stand up for what's right, because if they don't, these people are going to continue to take advantage and just do whatever they want because they feel like you just need a job.
What
You
page you
know,
on?
that was page let's see. Um page one the page, you want to know the pages I was talking about before, you want to know the pages now about the game tickets and the transportation?
You talk about, yeah. What page is that? The game tickets.
Okay, so 110. Oh well, this is actually 110 running into 111. So you'll see game tickets at the top, and then it's running into local transportation. But I started off with the child care, the family planning. They didn't really see the family planning. They didn't really have a whole bunch in for the family planning. But if you look, when you went to the beginning of it, you seen all them sections. They got a lot of sections in here, guys. Like, it's no joke. So I'm just trying to just cover a little bit of what the players are fighting for. They should be fighting for everything in here. I need you to add a little. I need you to add some more to that child care. I need you to add some more to this living situation. The 401k. They have dental, but the medical, I need you to add some more to that too. I don't think they asking for too much.
No, they not. They need to get
Hey,
a.
Hall Balls. Oh, thank you, Hall Balls. I appreciate it. Happy Fourth. What'd you say, Miss D?
Uh, ah, they need the revenue sharing. The commercials and the stuff the advertising. They don't get that, so they need to get that, and that
They
would
probably
help
put
with
that
the.
in the new one. See down. See,
Right,
you'll
they
see
are,
when you
and they
pull it.
rejected it. I think the
Okay.
league blackballed them. Lowballed or whatever you call it. Yeah.
I know, Riddick. They're gonna have to make a choice because they're playing in these players' faces, and it's not right. It's just not right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I thank God that I'm able to be able to watch the WNBA, because yes, I came to WNBA because of Angel. Not that I didn't know the older players or whatever, but the blessing of it is getting to know the other players or whatever. And something is, this is what's going on in this atmosphere. This is exactly, of course, we know our girl getting hated on and she getting attacked and all that stuff, but God got her back. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to keep lifting her up. So we're gonna be the angels today. We're gonna be the angels today for taking up for everybody. You know, they need to say they will boycott the All-Star game. I bet they get some act right. Oh yeah, they definitely will get some act right, because now you
But
messing
they're
with all
not.
that money, huh?
They're not. They're not gonna do it. I hate to say they should, but they're not.
No, I think I don't know what they're gonna do, but I'm just like, this is where I just pray for these players, man, guys, because for me, it's not just basketball is a work of art. Basketball is a part of art. We get the fashions, we get the makeup, we get to see the players play, we get the TikToks, we get the social media through the players. You know what I'm saying? Hey Christopher, we get the we get to watch everything.
She's not
And
getting attacked. What is she talking about? What
I
are
don't
you
know
talking
what
about?
I don't know
Attack
what
how? They they
that
they,
ain't
they
Chris.
coddle her. Come on, Chris.
Hey AL 504. Yeah, so for me this is like one of my happy places to be able to watch these women play basketball. So for them to have to fight like this, I'm quite sure it's playing a major role in their games. Yeah, they don't have certain players on their team they want to win and stuff like that, but it's more to this atmosphere than them just having bad games. Or I know. I forgot to ask Case up. He cooking good today, guys. So um I gotta make sure I write that down because I said that last time. I got to keep a note of that to get him to do my Mars hall balls. So I have that next time. Um but yeah, so we just got to make sure that when we're rooting for something, I like to look it up. I like to research to see what exactly is going on. But guys, you're gonna have to just break it into parts because there's no way you can just go and just research one section. um
Well, the players rejected the first offer, and somebody was saying that you ever heard of a owner lockout? They could just lock them out themselves, without giving them the things they want. It's scary. So hopefully that won't happen to them.
what you said the players did what, Miss D?
So I said the owners can lock them out, and I hope that the owners don't do that to them. They rejected the first offer, the WNBA players, because they lowballed them. I hope they don't uh lock them out without them negotiating. The owners can do that, but I hope they don't.
Jonathan, Marina Mabry and JC Sheldon are also getting a lot of hate like Angel. I know Jonathan because Riddick brought up she brought something to my attention about they not only attacked JC Sheldon, they attacked her sister too who has special needs. She has Down syndrome. So I had to stop looking at it because man, they were hitting JC Sheldon like it was not good. It was really bad. And see, people think it's all fun and games until that person, you don't know what that person mindset is like. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what they can do at that moment that you just put that hate out there. You got to be very careful how what you say and how you treat people. Let me see. AL5 said the housing allowance is not. No, it's not. AL504. It's not enough. Miss D was saying that too. That's not enough for them players. I can imagine. I want to see the new one. I guess until they get it finalized, they can't. We're not gonna be able to see it. We're just gonna hear what they want out of it. The housing not enough. The moving's not enough. Uh, I ain't even get into their medical, because there was so many sections. But I'm quite sure you run across that. They're probably not enough. Yeah, that fan base is toxic. Let's see. It seems AL5. It seems like it that the Lynx game and now the Aces. Let's see. Oh, the housing allowance, Riddick. I think Riddick is. Let me go back. Give me 1 second, Riddick. Let's see. Okay, I told you about the meal expense allowance. The relocation. So the relocation, they're giving you it says that for players who are signed prior to the midpoint regular season, only reimbursement may include up to $1,000. So that's it. Do you know how much? Okay, let me get the Riddick's answer. Hold on, Riddick. Okay, so when it comes to the housing, they have a deadline. They have to do it within those 14 days. Before April 1st, Um, let me see the players that wishes to have one or more employees. Okay, let's look up. Okay, so I'm gonna read out some of the expenses for the housing. What they actually give to the housing referred to the foregoing clause shall consist of two bedroom. Okay, so they're gonna give you up to a two-bedroom unit if it is provided to any player whose children are under the age of 13 and who during the season are living with such players either full time or for a significant amount of time. So let's see. For 2025, the ATL only give the players $1,294. Chicago gives the players $2,000 towards their housing. Um, I think this is it doesn't say like I want to try to see um if they get a larger unit, they have more kids, they have to pay more. They have to pay the difference. Okay, so they're saying whether she elects the team provided housing or monthly housing, the stipend it says the stipend housing provided for okay, that's the child living. So okay, so that's a stipend. It's like a living stipend. So okay, I said ATL was 1,200 I mean 1,294. Chicago is 2,000. Connecticut is 1,647. Let me see who got the most. Okay, so for the cities that give the most would be Dallas 1,000. Oh no, that's not the most. My bad. Las Vegas Aces 2,353. New York Liberty 2,647. Those are the highest that I see.
Now hold on, New York should get more. You know how expensive it is to live in New York and LA. How come they don't give the most? Ain't that weird?
And they plan they up it. Okay, so check this out, guys. Miss D, this is on page 106. It's player related expenses,
Right, right,
lounging.
Randy. She said they be living in the hood. She said they would be
That's
living
what
in the
Riddick said.
hood.
Yeah, so it seems like it's only going up, guys. Like, okay, so for okay, check this out. Atlanta 2025 1,294, 2026 1,327, Chicago 2,226, $2,050. You see how they playing games with these players? Ooh, mm. It's like a slap in the face the way that the numbers are moving. You know what I'm saying, for each year. So by 2027, the stipend that they give them towards their rent is for Atlanta would be 1,360 for 2027. Yeah, BD. We're going through the CBA, but not all of it because it's 350 pages. So we just touching here and there. Miss D, do you what section do you want to talk about? You got a section you want to talk about? Yeah, I know. LA is very expensive. Right, Riddick. Riddick says the more famous players should get higher stipends for bodyguards.
They don't care. They don't care about the like Angel got her own situation. Angel, there's only a few players in the WNBA that can afford bodyguards. It's sad, but they all need some protection because yeah. But Angel's the only one. You got Paige probably. The higher ranked players. But yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
should, but they're not gonna do that because they barely pay for their food and housing.
Yeah, BD want to come up, so I got a little box up here I can put BD in. Oh, is he talking about the link for the CBA? Waterman, I can't.
What you
Waterman,
say?
He talking about you can read all the pages. You call yourself a CBA expert. Let me tell you what, man. I love to research. No, for you. Okay. I love to research, right, Wody? Because you always want to research stuff that either about your players or anything somebody tell you. You always want to research, right? So I'm all excited, guys. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this live. I got it. I'm gonna do my note cards and write my notes and everything down or whatever. I got this. Whoa. I looked at that thing. I said, not today, boo boo. Not today. I said, I'm going to have to pull it up. I was like, I'm going to have to read like I'm in class. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not even going to set myself up like that. Like, I know how to look, do 350 pages of that?
Well,
No,
the
no
stars should get
way.
at least $1 million. The stars. Now, I think the starting should be a hundred
But
thousand
see how,
dollars. You know that
okay, I'm trying
a
to,
hundred. Yeah. Go ahead.
I don't know how to take my little thing off, my little highlighter. See,
If
I'm
you if
trying,
you
okay.
come up, don't he just come up in the box? Oh, there you go. How you
Yeah, I got
doing?
him in a little box up
There you
there.
go.
Hey, BD.
Hey, BD.
Good evening, ladies. Just real quickly, I'm not trying to take up too much of y'all time. Um,
Okay.
the ladies' situation is far different from the men's. The WNBA Players Association, not only do they not have any power, they really don't have any leverage. They're really like asking for stuff that they not ready for yet, especially when it comes to the revenue sharing part. Why would you ask for revenue sharing when you're losing $40 million a year and you've been losing $40 million a year for 25 years? You're essentially asking to pay the owners. You get what I'm saying? That math
Well,
don't
maybe they
math.
see something. Maybe they see something we don't see. Maybe something's going on. Maybe they see some money that's been not been used for them. So I can't say that. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying maybe they see something that we
I
don't
mean,
see.
no, I came on because I looked it up. But I was listening to y'all read through the CBA or whatever, and that's the one part that struck me was the revenue sharing. Like, how y'all asking to share revenue when y'all not making any money? Y'all haven't made a profit in 27 years. Matter of fact, the last time they made a profit was I'm lying. It was the year 2000. That was the last time they made a profit. 60% of the WNBA is owned by the NBA. That's number one. So you're
And
like
that's the problem. That's the
we
problem
playing
because
with
yeah,
apples and oranges at the
yeah.
same time, trying to make a drink that really don't exist. I've never had apple orange juice before.
Well,
You
you know
understand
what?
what I'm saying? Like,
I understand what you're saying,
I
but
know.
you know what?
Honest.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Miss D. Go ahead.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but now they are turning some profit, and they need to share something. I can't. I forgot what I was gonna say. Go ahead. I
well,
forgot what I was gonna say.
here's the thing with any business, you can't be underwater for X amount of years and then one year you make a profit and then make demands. You have to prove over a period of time that you could sustain that before you make demands like that. Like everything else that's in the CBA, I'm for because it
Mhm.
makes sense. The pregnancy stuff, I'm for that. The security stuff, I'm definitely for that because they're women. They need security, especially the big name women, the Angel Reeses, the Pages, the Caitlin Clarks of the world. They need that because they can't just walk around in the street on some regular shit. You know what I'm saying? They can't go to the grocery store like how me and you go to the grocery store. And I'm pretty sure these owners would give them that. But the revenue sharing stuff, I don't agree with that. You haven't made a profit in 25 years. Why would you ask to pay money instead of receive money? That don't make sense to me. Like the math in that. Not the principle, just the math. You get what I'm saying? Just the math. They would be paying them if they had the revenue share. Make some money first and make it over a couple of years, maybe 3, 4 year span, and then ask for that. The goal is to get these black women $1 million contracts. Don't you want to see these women get paid roughly comparable to the men? I'm not saying we're going to have $100 million contracts, but at least $1 million contract. That's not asking a lot. I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I land there.
I think for me, I look, I don't care what they say or what they have. I think they need to pay these women at the end of the day. I just think they should pay them. They benefiting off of them. They should pay them. What you think, Miss D? Look at BD.
I agree,
BD
but
like
you know
what
what?
the
You know what's
BD
happening?
said? What the
It's
heck?
sad. It's sad. They need to find out what the NCAA is doing because in women's basketball they turning a profit. I mean, the last 10 years has been very explosive for them. So they need to find out. It's not necessarily the product. The product is pretty good. It's the marketing that the WNBA and the NBA owners are not doing. It's just a side project to them. They need to figure out how to get money into their hands if they really care.
Well, first of all,
Miss
good
D,
night, everybody.
respectfully, I half agree with your take. The only pushback I got for that is you. It's hard to compare the NCAA women's and the WNBA. For one, the NCAA women's been around for 80 years now. Title IX got passed in I think 63, 64, where you first started seeing women athletics, and it was principally in the NCAA because there wasn't no professional women's anything for years and years and years, not until pretty much 2000s, right? 1997 when
Yeah,
WNBA started roughly, and they had
97.
another like professional league before that in the 80s. I think it was called the WBL, if you remember, if you're old enough to remember that. It was like way back in the days, like mid 80s type shit. But there's not enough professional women's outlets out there like that. For you to make that comparison, the WNBA too young. Like the NCAA been around so long that it already had a built-in foundational marketplace for them. You
I
get
see
what
what
I'm
you're saying.
saying?
But they're not marketing the teams. They doing a horrible job.
Yeah.
The marketing is the reason why. Come on now, the talent. It's the same great talent they have in college. I mean, they going to transition from the WNBA, and I said that now players are making more money in college with the NIL that they'll stay an extra year and they get paid more than they get paid in WNBA. So I understand what you're saying, but I also think they're doing a horrible job marketing the players. It's all about marketing.
I mean, they are because they don't understand who the base of their fan base basically. Like how I put this without being offensive. Men are the fan base for the WNBA. More men watch the WNBA than women. You know that? Did you know that?
I mean,
I didn't look up the numbers, but now
most
that you said it, I'm gonna
No,
make sure.
I did. That's why
most
I'm
it's
telling
not a
you
lot of
this.
ladies that watch sports. I
But
understand that.
but
I think I
I know
think also too
because
to
women don't see sports in the same vein that men see sports. That's number
well,
one. Y'all just
that
don't,
part right
and
there,
y'all
what he
never
was saying
are.
is what I was going to piggyback on. Yeah, it's
What?
generally sports appeal to a male audience, and just by males' general interest for a lot, and there's still a lot of men that don't watch sports,
Yeah,
but
listen,
generally, as sports appeal,
competition
do appeal to
isn't
men.
a feminine energy. That's a masculine energy. You get what I'm saying? Like competition, that's
I
not
don't
a
know about all
feminine
that, but I
energy.
don't know about all that. I don't know about all that, but I hear what you're
I mean,
saying.
it's not a woman's nature to be competitive. Like
It's
not
not
like
true.
how
That's not
it's a
true.
man.
That's not
It
Not
true.
not
takes
for the
yeah,
man.
Women
No, 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 no,
compete
It's
in
a
no,
a
no,
different
it's
no,
a
way,
no.
different
BD.
thing.
Women
It's
compete in a
different.
different way and mostly again amongst each other. But again, the interest, we talking about interest, right? Women are competitive and they can be competitive amongst themselves. You'll have women be like, "Yo, I wore that better than she did. She ain't hitting on it like I'm hitting on it." You know what I mean, but
Right.
mainly
We're
in
competitive,
their
but just
own
in a
personal
different
interest. You know
light.
what I'm saying? Like ain't
We
nobody
we do
cook
it
Okay,
our
like
I'm
me.
way.
saying
You know what I mean?
the
You ever heard like
energy
my
itself
mom say
though
nobody cooks like
is
me?
hey,
not like
girl,
an
I know you ready
instinctual
for
one like it is
AL5.
for a man.
I'm with y'all.
No, BD, no, no.
BD acting up, but
I
he
know.
talking.
Yeah.
I like he.
I mean, what I'm saying makes sense though because that's the truth. Men are the base of the WNBA, and they don't cater to men like that. They want to cater to women, which is fine. I want them to cater to women, and I want more women to watch. But the base, the fan
They do
base,
cater to
is
the man.
men.
They cater to the man. It's just that see a lot of men. Let's keep it real. A lot of men before Angel Reese and all the other players came in, they was talking about how they don't want to watch these ladies that look like Manny Fresh. They don't
No,
want to
you
learn
know what
from
that's cold,
masculinity,
Miss D.
woman.
That's cold. You
No,
know what that's cold for?
Yo,
I'm just saying. I'm
You
just
want to know
saying.
what
because I heard Miss D,
what
I'm
you
laughing
just said?
because
You
I
want to
heard
know
that
what
joke.
that's
I
cold
heard somebody
for?
make that joke.
That's
And
code
so we
for I
don't.
don't want to look at no
BD,
stud.
BD.
That's
Right.
what that
I
code.
understand
That's
that, but
what you said
I'm just
is
saying.
code
Right.
for that.
They don't want to look at a homeboy. Girls like Courtney
Right, Riddick.
Williams is one of the homeboys. You want
Right,
to like
BD.
Right.
you want to look at more
They don't
Angel
want to look
Reese's.
at a Brittany
Right.
Griner. They don't want to look at an
Right.
Elena Della Don. They don't
And
want to
that's
look
weird,
at
but
a
y'all say y'all like
Breonna
sports. I ain't talking
Stewart.
about you. I'm not saying that you, but you say you want to watch sports. What do it matter how they look? Like, okay, look.
Listen, for
Right.
somebody
Yeah.
who love basketball, it shouldn't
Right.
matter. But we not talking about
Unfortunately, they
people
do.
like us
I know,
who
but
really
unfortunately,
like who watch
you like
basketball like
sports,
that. We're
but some of
talking
your
about the outside people, the casual
right,
ones
but some of
who aren't really
right,
thinking about the basketball like that. They thinking
exactly.
about the perception that they see on TV
And that's
at a
bad.
glance or
We
in a
supposed to be we supposed to be talking
commercial.
about
Yeah.
sports. We supposed to be talking about sports. Like,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
how many
Let's
guys are gay? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. Let's keep it. Yeah. Let's keep it cool, guys, because we don't
Oh
want
no, I'm
anyone.
not arguing. I love Miss
No,
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 D.
no,
no, I'm
no,
not.
no.
No,
Not
I
arguing.
understand. I
I'm just
understand. I
saying,
understand.
like, yeah, yeah.
I'm not trying to be
No
offensive. I'm just saying
arguing,
how
BD. We're
guys
not
talk.
saying
How
that.
guys always describe the WNBA instead of describing it as good basketball. They always talk about their sexuality, and it don't matter. You know,
No, what I'm saying is it
I don't. You
shouldn't
know,
matter, but it does. It matters. It do. You can't market a stud. And the WNBA its stars typically throughout the years have been on that side of the fence, and it's just hard to market that when your audience is straight men. It's just
Water Mac,
hard.
what's your opinion, Water Mac? What you think?
I'm not gonna touch this conversation. This was not the
No,
reason
we
I
need
came
to
up.
go. We're going back
come on,
to
Roddy.
like, well,
No, I
Miss,
was really just trying to answer a question because she said that the W do a bad job of marketing its players.
they
And it's
do.
not that it
I
don't
Dig it.
want
I
to
agree.
dig it.
market its
I
players, it's
agree
the
with that.
kind of players they have in their histories make it hard for them to market. I mean, you got
But that's
players
not. But
sleeping
you know
with each
what?
other on the same team.
I
Like,
know that. But
could you
guess what
picture
though?
that in the NBA?
It's probably happening. They just don't do it publicly. But
I'm
Right,
anyway,
Riddick.
saying,
let me say
Right,
do
this.
Riddick.
you know
Let me.
what kind of craziness that would be
I
if
know
that
that
was
is
the
crazy.
NBA? You had two players on the same team sleeping with each other.
But guess what? We all
Okay.
look. That's a stereotype. Most of the
Yeah.
women in the WNBA are not gay, and they're very feminine.
It
That's a.
might be a
You had Lisa
stereotype.
Leslie. You had Cheryl. I mean, even though she came out, but I'm just saying
Okay,
she was
guys.
feminine.
Look,
But go ahead. Go ahead.
let's
I'm sorry.
let's get back to the CBA. Let's talk about the CBA and what we're gonna do here. Let's stand
I
on the
tried.
CBA.
They
This is
they
too much.
asking they asking for too much. You ask me. The
It,
revenue
it
sharing
probably.
thing throws it off for me.
It
Okay, Wardy,
probably.
what you think?
No,
Okay,
well,
what's
I
your
was
three?
one reason I did pop up, and it's I see I'm checking in the chat. Some of it did go, so everybody can kind of read it. But the reason y'all I saw y'all was talking about the CBA and something I was researching, but I just put in the chat through StreamYard because that was a lot to type. But as you can see, I was like, I'm curious, right? I was like the three new expansion teams that they
Yes.
added, right? Detroit, Philadelphia, and Cleveland, right? I said, okay, they're all cities that already have an NBA franchise, right? For one, there was a lot of things I was researching because you never know. I may just get serious like ADP and start making my own little content and just speaking on debatable topics that I like. Well, again, going back
You
to
can
the,
do it,
the
Wody.
premise.
You got it. Yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I did. I've done a cut, but I've being lazy. I just gotta lock in. But
Okay,
this
okay.
is something that I was looking at, and this is where you can take your mind. We're not trying to be conspiratorial, but this is where you can take your mind and you can think here. All right, how many current teams are currently owned by NBA owners? That's what I was going through my mind. I was like, all right, if 42% of the league is still owned by the NBA, right? Like no matter what they do, 42% is owned by the NBA, not just talking about owners, but all right, whatever profit they get, 42% should go to the NBA, right? Cool. And then you've got owners who whatever profit the NBA gets, the WNBA gets goes to the NBA and it spits out. And then they're also team owners in the WNBA. So they're like double dipping, right? Now pay attention. The three new expansion teams that they brought in are the owners of the current the teams that are in those cities they're going to. So what that is beneficial to the women that they're going to a place that has the infrastructure. Just like Indiana shares their facilities with the Pacers. So you're getting NBA level treatment, so to speak, with the facilities, but you're still under the umbrella of an NBA owner, right? Who's already getting the double dip. The three teams that came in are also owned by NBA owners Detroit, and the names are there. And then I said, well, what about the current players? I mean, current teams. And I see that, of course, you had Herb Simon. That's one. And mind you, this is important into the negotiation, right? You got Herb Simon is one, Indiana. Las Vegas Aces is Mark Davis, but he's an NFL owner. So you know his money is long, but he probably thinks differently because he owns an NFL team. So we'll put that as an asterisk. The Los Angeles Sparks is he's also an MLB, MLB big money for the Los Angeles Sparks. Mark Walter, then he got Magic Johnson in there with him, and a couple of
Yeah,
other
that's the
people.
dude just
But
bought the
yeah,
Lakers too.
right. But put an asterisk on that, right? So that's two out of 13. But now the definitive ones that are owned by NBA teams, the Minnesota Lynx. That's why they play where they play at the Target Center, because Glenn Taylor, and he owns the Lynx and the Timberwolves, and that they're saying that in that this bullet point here that he's probably going to sell the Lynx and the Timberwolves to Mark Lowe and Alex Rodriguez. Those know A-Rod used to play baseball, but okay, that's two. Minnesota Lynx, New York Liberty, no doubt. Joe Tsai, Brooklyn Nets, and the Liberty. So that's three. Phoenix Mercury, Matt Ishbia, Phoenix Suns, right? So we had four now. We had four. Seattle Storm, no. Mystics, Ted Leonosis, and Sheila Johnson. They have the Washington Wizards. That's five. And the Golden State Valkyries are owned by the Golden State Warriors and their ownership group. So that's six. Six right there, right? When we're talking about, I think if you want to say, all right, in negotiation, that it's got to at least be 7 out of 13. You know what I mean? Majority vote to get something to go players' way. So you've got six teams definitively owned by NBA owners, right? Then you've got two teams who are owned by owners who have stakes in other professional teams. The Raiders, big time money right there. The NFL Raiders and the Los Angeles Dollars, big time money right there. They bought their bread. So you got eight people, kind of, so to speak, you know what I mean, thinking from a different type of aspect when it comes to that negotiation. And who knows what those other five owners are saying. Plus, then you brought in, just thinking of, just without even, like I said, put the asterisks on those two, six definitive NBA owners, and you brought in three more to make it a total of 18 teams. So now, when it goes to any more voting, when they say they have the right to renegotiate the CBA, now when that next vote comes around, you've got 9 NBA teams coming to the table negotiating with two also other pro team owners. So they're always going to have the majority swaying vote. If it's only like, it needs to only be like a 7 out of 8 or 60% out of 100% vote. The players are, I said that all that to say this though, right? Unfortunate as bad as it may be, it is a daunting situation for the players when you have them odds stacked against you like that, when you're basically negotiating with the people you owe money to. You get what I'm saying? You're
Right. I was saying the
negotiating with
same
the
thing.
people you
Right.
owe money to.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard because yeah, the NBA owners also own a team. Yeah, it's gonna be hard for them.
They own the team and y'all owe, and they want to recoup some money, and you're negotiating with the people who you owe. You think about ADP. I know ADP is sitting there looking at it.
He made my point better than me.
It's like
I was
ADP. I
trying to
say
say
like I
just
owe
that.
you $100. ADP is like I owe you $100, and I'm telling you how I feel like paying you back this $100. He's like, nah, look, this I'm gonna tell you how you gonna pay me back my $100. But yeah,
But
not
maybe
to
they
make a
know
joke
something
of
we
it, but
don't
you
know. That's
feel
what I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying?
Maybe they know something we don't know, and maybe it's some money that they keeping from them. Maybe I don't know. But you're right about that. But at the same time, you got to demand something.
They,
You
yeah,
got to
and
demand it.
regardless of the fact, these women deserve more. I know the odds are stacked against them, but we don't know what the future holds. We don't know who they may touch in that room. Yes, the first one didn't go the way that they wanted to, but we don't know if anything's going to go the way they want to until either they're going to get to some kind of conclusion on it, and they're going to stand 10 toes down for as the WNBA players, or and not play, or they're going to come up with some type of solution.
You kind of stole my thunder because that's what I wanted to ask you too, ladies. Do you think do they hold out long enough for a lockout, or do you think the owners lock them out?
I was thinking the owners might lock them out. Unfortunately,
That that's what I'm saying,
yeah.
because if they do it the way that Satu said what she said, and so the way that Stewie said what she said, it's like they it's, and I'm putting it as I can, as plain as I can put it. It seems like the owners are coming in there like, yo, look, we basically we got the majority vote. Most of the people you negotiating with in here, we see all the books on both sides. Y'all negotiating with us, it's gonna kind of be like we'll give some compromise, but if we don't like it, we not going.
But this is
They really,
crazy because, like, a lot of the stuff these women are asking for, it's not like it's not okay. The health
No,
care,
nothing that they asked for was unreasonable, not by any
right?
stretch.
It's not unreasonable.
Nothing.
With the health care, the child care, the living situation, guys. Come on, these women deserve this stuff. They're not asking for a lot. And yeah, they, what I'm saying, like you said, they working with the NBA is running everything or whatever, but it's time for change. Change is coming. Whether they want to do it or not, and yes, they're gonna have to negotiate something. But when it comes to people's medical, their children and their livelihood, and they sitting up here busting their tails every day to play this game, give entertainment to the world. Something has to be done. And let's go back to Ida B. Wells and all that. We have always had to fight, and we will continue to fight. When we fight and we stand together, we make noise and we make changes. So they're gonna have to come together as a team, the WNBA players, and they're going to have to figure out what works. Let me tell you, when you're in a room full of people, right, and you're talking to them, a negotiation team, you're looking at them. For me, I'm studying everybody. I'm studying how they're carrying the conversation, what's coming out their mouth. Okay, still, we got 5 people in the room. One of them people, I'm a nail. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them to agree. It's one person in there out of them 5. That one person out of them 5 know them other people. Hey, maybe we can do this, or maybe we can do that. But change has to come. I get all that stuff, guys. I get who's in charge and who running this and all that kind of stuff. But watch what I tell you. Change is coming because enough is enough. Okay, go
It
ahead.
is, and you see how they did with Unrivaled. So Unrivaled, and then other leads coming in, so it's kind of threatening them a little bit, and so they need to kind of push that. Hey, we got Unrivaled, we got this other lead. What you gonna do? How can we work this out?
yeah, but even Kathy Engelberg kind of poo-pooed on that, right? And if my screen works, I'm here, I'm at home on my computer, I'll share it. But Kathy Engelberg kind of poo-pooed on that too. She was like, "Yeah, I'm really happy for them, but they only have one location to worry about. We've got 13 teams, right, and 13 cities, right." And then also to add on to that, to my prior point, right, was we whereas if potential just saying, do you see the players holding out, or the owners holding out, right? Where it's kind of daunting, the more NBA owners get involved, and basically you have your all for the those, except maybe per se 6 teams that don't play in NBA arenas, but the Lynx do, the Liberty do, so on and so forth, whatever, right? Even the Valkyries do, because they sharing the Golden State's old facilities. If if it goes unfortunately down that route, this is just a possibility to keep in mind. While some of the owners may not, some of the owners, because some are going to lose money hard body, but keep in mind that out of that 200 million expansion fee, that gets spread out around to the owners, right? They get a little, so they're recouping their money in weird ways. That's another conversation of itself. But if, say, the Indiana Fever, they don't play next season, They were using a facility that already is being utilized for something else. So it's basically where you either be using and paying people to come to work, security, vendors, so on and so forth. If ain't nobody in there during those 3 or 4 months, them owners is not like, okay, we'll just rent it out for concerts and other things, and events. They still will make a little bit of money, but it's not hurting them because that's an NBA, that's an NBA teams. They're sharing a stadium, not like per se, like for instance, Atlanta, where they're using that venue, right? And if nothing's going on in there, no NBA, WNBA games, I don't know what else they do. They might do concerts. Also, same thing for the Sparks, but I don't think the Sparks are hurting so much because again, the dude who owns it is a MLB owner, and what's
He
that?
an NBA owner too. He just bought the Lakers
Oh,
last
the dude
month.
that got the Sparks just bought into the Lakers.
The dude who owns the Dodgers and owns the Sparks
Just
just
bought
bought
this.
the Lakers
Oh
last
wow, it
month.
just got worse. It just got worse. Oh
Yeah.
man, they playing hardball, and like I'm not to make it sound like
Mm.
so dreary, but the
Nah, it
comments
is
Fatu
jury
Sabali,
because they
the
are
comments
playing
Fatu
hardball.
Sabali made was like they just ignored everything we said, just taking it at face value. What they said is, you got to kind of look at the way that people is moving, right? And then you start looking behind the scenes and just like making your own assumptions. Like, dang, well, hold up, the people you negotiating with is the people, like I said earlier, is like the people y'all got to pay the money back to, and they playing hardball. And
Well,
plus, if your team is playing in an NBA facility, they not losing money, not having nothing going on in the summer because their NBA team is doing good. Where is that?
look, I don't care if they lose money or not, and if they connected to the NBA, they got the money. They can make up for their money. I've seen
Yeah.
it how
Well,
I've seen how
it's bad.
I've
I'm
seen how
sorry.
corporate works. I've seen how corporate works. If they want to help these women, they can do it. They can plug in the rest of that money. It's a game. It's a game to them. You know what I'm
It
saying?
is.
Money
It's just
over
a toy.
people.
They don't take it
Money over
seriously.
people.
They don't take the teams they own. It's like a toy, so
Yeah.
they don't want to
Yeah,
lose
that
any
part.
money. Yeah,
I was
so
just
they don't take
Miss
it
D, you
seriously.
took the words right out my mouth. You dealing
Yeah,
with people that look at this like toys in the toy room. Like, what can I play with today? Let me pick
Mhm.
this up.
Well,
Oh, I'm bored.
maybe
I'm
that,
gonna pick
what I mean, but
this up now.
when people get to a certain amount of money, I can't speak to it because I never seen that type of money. But you're
Right,
hearing
me
people,
either.
some of those people who got money, and you hear them speak in interviews in public places, right? And maybe for the most part, it's like an investment, and they want to make money. Or at a certain points, I've heard people say that it was an ability to write off on their taxes, losses, right, and have to pay out less than their taxes. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it was a slight hustle in that regard. But
Mhm.
now the continual conversation that I'm hearing that some of the NBA owners, because they're seeing last 2 years, 3 years, a surge in interest, was like, okay, so where the bread at? Where the money at? Okay, I'm seeing these 5 or 6 teams here. The Lynx making money, or the Liberty making money now. The Aces making money. The Fever making money. Well, why my Washington Mystics? I own an NBA team. Why I'm not seeing none of this bread? You know what I mean? Or so on and so forth. Like, yo, where my money at?
They're not hurting for no money. They're not hurting
They
for nothing.
not, but they
Like,
the thing with
you
these
know,
rich people, right? They always want more, right?
exactly. They don't
Yeah,
want to lose money.
it's
Yeah,
greed,
so
and it's the basic, rules of investment. Nobody's gonna invest in a product that's not turning a profit. Because
yeah.
that's essentially what they're asking these owners to do, is invest in a product that's not turning a profit and hope that it does. That's not good business for real. You wouldn't do that in your real life. It's almost like the old Popeye cartoons. If you watch Popeye, you old enough to watch Popeye. There was a character in Popeye. He was the hamburger guy, and he would go to Popeye and he'd be like, "I give you a hamburger Sunday if you give me this today." And normally Popeye would give it to him, but sometimes he wouldn't because he would never pay him back. You know what I'm saying? Like, That's basically what this is about. Like what he said, it's like where my money now. I see the interest, but I don't see the money. But you talking about revenue sharing, wanting half, like the NBA players do. And yeah, you're right, ADP. The NBA got plenty of money. They're making billions of dollars. And they crying over a little $50 million, right? It seems like it's petty,
Mhm.
but they've been bleeding $50 million for 25 years. That's the issue.
They
And they've
gotta
been carrying them that long.
they
So the
don't they
ask for revenue sharing was probably insulting to them. Like, hold on, wait. Like, why
they
y'all asking us for money for when y'all not making no money?
they should be able to. I just feel like they should be able to ask for whatever they feel like. And this is not just like one player. They coming in there for the whole league or whatever. So I feel like they should be able to ask for whatever they want to. Everybody else is doing it. Why they can't do it? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how many go rounds they're gonna do with this or what they're gonna decide to do. But I think when one person stands up and they see that person not playing, everybody gonna follow. So whoever's the leader in negotiating, they're gonna follow that leader on whatever that leader does. If the leader don't march or whatever the case may be, then they may not either. Who knows? But something's getting right. Something has to change.
Well, that wouldn't be unusual. They did stop playing during the George Floyd stuff. I remember that.
They did.
They
They did.
canceled a couple of games and wouldn't play because of that. So it wouldn't be uncommon for them to like take a stand. But it's hard, like I said, with this particular thing, it's just they don't have a lot of leverage to be playing like that.
They,
You know what
you
I'm
know what?
saying?
They have them. They are. Let me say this. I think they have the lyrics because of the women they are. Any woman that takes up for herself should be respected. Any woman that wants asks for certain things that should be respected. What are they? Being that they're not asking for too much, they should be able to get it. It's a money game. They have it. I don't care what debt, whatever the case may be. They got that money to pay those women. They got that money to negotiate the health care, the stipends. They got it. They
Well,
make up for it. They got somewhere where they make up for their money. They ain't hurting on no money, even though I understand what you guys are saying with the numbers and everything like that. But they're not
I
hurting them.
mean, it's the reason why they're expanding because they have to try to cover that cost. That's the whole principal reason why they're trying to expand.
what
It's to
to
cover
You
the
the
gotta
topic?
treat the
cost.
I know we
people.
weren't
You gotta treat
necessarily
the players
addressing
you
what was
got
said in the
now
chat.
right, so they can expand. You know what I'm saying? You gotta
And that's
treat
why
who
they
you.
picked the teams they did, because the cities they picked are sports teams. I mean, sports
Well, no,
fans.
again,
The
goes
fans
back
have
to
put
again what I
Precisely.
was saying
They're
against
sports
NXT
cities
and
because they're
right.
trying to
85.
cover the cost. They're
What I
trying
was
to
saying
help them
again,
out by expanding. That's the
That's
whole point of
one
them
thing,
expanding.
they're trying to help themselves
one thing,
out.
real quick. Oh, sorry. One thing, real quick. 'Cause we weren't necessarily addressing what the chat was saying, right? But this is in also response to what she said that still, yeah, right there, the stipulation with WNB owners should be their billionaires, right? For the most part, every WNBA owner that is a NBA owns the NBA franchises, right? They are billionaires, right? But still, even regardless, right? I'm trying to help y'all see how to put the two and two together. Every time that a team is added in expansion, that money goes to the league, right? And then it's split up amongst the owners, right? Now, who are again, what I was pointing out to y'all, there's 6 currently owners in the WNBA who also got NBA franchises. So they're letting another team buy in and they're getting money through that avenue, right? That's 3 teams right there came in. That's 700. That's almost like quarter of a billion, 3/4 of $1 billion, right? And that's split up amongst all those owners. So they're seeing a little bit of money in that facet. And then the owners that are coming in already are billionaires, and their pockets not too heavy, and they don't have to build not near new facility. They don't gotta build not a near new thing. All they gotta do is put the team in the current existing NBA stadium that they got. You get what I'm saying? Like, look, follow the breadcrumbs with it, right? So is there they've got an avenue where they can get those owners who've been waiting to, and I think Kathy did that strategically because a lot of them owners I've been hearing the talk was a lot of these owners are like, all right, where the money at? Where the money at? Well, for a couple of those owners, you're gonna see some of the bread. So we appease them. We let a few new ones buy in, and hopefully this wave keeps going for the next couple of years when we get Juju, Hidalgo, and all these other players, and hopefully we can get a buzz and a wave with them. And at least if they're doing a decent amount of viewership, they can start spreading them. I mean, as soon as that TV revenue split comes in, I mean, those owners
And
they're
that
getting a
TV
part of that.
thing, that
They're
Ion
finding
thing,
little
that was
ways.
huge for them.
Yeah,
That
they're
Ion
finding
thing that
little
they got.
ways to spread that
Huge.
money out. Spread that money out. And the people who are coming in are again, part NBA owners who are billionaires already. And they're not having to build not a net. I think the Connecticut Sun, that's another one. They were independently owned. They're talking about they're selling it, right? And the thought is that they're going to end up being absorbed by the Boston Celtics. So then that's another team who gets absorbed by an NBA franchise. Now imagine, I'm not saying that it will because I still believe there'll be some independent owners, but it may get to the point. It may get to the point where doing the cost of business is so hard. This is future thinking. Doing the cost of business may get to be so hard for franchises who are struggling that they'll sell out in certain cities, right? And they'd probably just get absorbed by an NBA franchise. So now you in a catch-22. All money that gets made by the WNBA, whether it's not directly going to the NBA, is in turn ended up going to the NBA. Not conspiratorial thinking, but look, the
Nah, it's
Connecticut
mad.
Sun are getting sold, and most people think they're getting sold to an NBA franchise, a team that already has an NBA franchise. I mean, a city that has an NBA franchise.
I can
Hey,
agree.
good work.
I can agree with Henry T. Golden State Valkyries paid 50 million to enter the league, and it's now worth. Is that 500 million or 500,000 in 1 year? Pay these women. He said, pay these women. I agree.
Listen, I'm with them.
They
I want to see them get paid. I
they
do.
can.
I
The
want to see
bottom line
million
is
dollar
they can
contracts.
pay these women. They can pay these women. I don't care. They can pay these women. I've
The-
seen
the-
how I've seen behind closed doors how corporate works. When I worked beside a boss, and I watched it. I man, it's crazy work, guys. It's crazy work.
well, they could always use that excuse as you're not turning a profit for me to want to pay you. They could always use. They're gonna always
They
throw
they
that
could
in their face.
Th- Look, if they do, that's okay. These women deserve to be paid. You know what I'm saying? They deserve to be paid. And yeah, they add all these other teams, but work with what you got first before you bring these other teams. You're not even treating these other teams right. Then you want to bring three more teams to put more money in your pocket. Oh, we want to add some flavor and get some more money, get some players, whatever the case may be. But you come on, let's be real. You're adding more money to your pocket.
That's true, and that's why some
Well,
players, some players
That's
like
expansion is
exact.
the
certain,
best.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I was
Yeah,
saying.
right?
ADP.
They
yeah,
they
that.
concerned
It's
about
like that's what
the
I was
players
saying,
concerned
and
about
I
not getting
mean,
money.
and again, it's this is a for those that was watching the Gilbert Arenas thing. I'm just doing the research and paying attention to what's going on, and doing a little breadcrumbs of it, right? Because little stuff like this, I like. It's kind of interesting to me in some ways. The If you following the money and you're following the way that it's going, every team coming in is being owned by NBA owner.
In an
Come on,
NBA city.
in an NBA. Come on now, pay attention. It's not necessarily no
That part.
advocacy. Is it if I said, hey, go over there, them dudes has been known to rob carjacking and robbing on that street, right? And you go over there and it happens. Well, like, well, didn't you hear what we said? Did you not see the news? Do you not see what's going on? Hey, pay attention. Pay attention. They doing some slick side. They doing some slick underhand, and they ain't too slick. They're not being too slick about it.
But
I'm
ADP,
saying,
doing
to
something
your
slick.
point, we all want to see them get paid though. None of it, we not talking because we don't want to see them get paid. We want to see them get paid. But you got to understand how
no,
that
yeah,
devil work.
I understand y'all breaking down, how it works and everything. I'm just saying, um, at the end of the day, they gotta pay these women. So I don't know how they're
Oh,
gonna figure it out,
absolutely.
but
I was not 100%.
they
Absolutely.
need to pay
And
these women.
the people
That
that are buying in could afford to, and the people that are buying in can afford to. No doubt. Full stop. Hopefully, again, now the best thing is that this wave keeps going, the interest keeps going. I mean, what I was showing, what I have here on my screen for you too, and it's two other things I was looking up, right? Which somebody said this one is not so much, but it's the preface. It's the preface to what, but you can tell by the pink bars that tallest pink bar is the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship viewership, right? In the little bar graph, it has the millions on the side. It's AI that these new AI tools are so amazing. I love them. But you see what it said 2024, right? NCAA viewership, right? Then 2023, what it showed. Then what it was looking like in 2022, 2021. But those are all millions on the side. All these numbers are millions. 4 million or so 2021, 4 million or so 2022, about that 10 million or so, whatever. Oh, yeah, when you hover over it, it even says it for you. 9.9 and then 18.8, right? And then 8.5 that year. Boom. Now, somebody was saying that with the viewership, I think, yeah. Okay, boom. Now, this is the average WNBA regular season viewers you could tell right? Through the years. Now, 2023, well, all the rest of the years was averaging about like 200, 200, 200, 200, 200 going. I could only get it back to 2008, but 250, about so or so's 250 all the years. Then you had the COVID years where it's out, they didn't have numbers. But the year before Angel Reese and Cece did come into the league, they had 500. The average doubled, right? The average viewership did double in the year prior to them coming in, and then the year after it did like another 150. So even before they were able to pay any WNBA games, there was some interest that did get sparked before Reese and Caitlin Clark came in. But that was the year that Reese and Cece played in the
And
NCAA championship. A lot of
yeah,
people
that
like to tie
part.
those two things together. Like there is some because like my favorite player in college went to the league. Let me watch. That was the year Aaliyah Boston came in. Was a rookie. That was Aaliyah Boston rookie season, right? So there was a trending for that, and maybe just maybe people are starting to pay a lot more attention to women's sports. And if the trend, let's say if the trend stays where before they were doing like 200,000 views, but now it stays at about 600,000, that's still a significant boost. And because of that, that's let's say that's 3 times, doing the math, that's three times in your average viewership. So how about 3 times in their average pay?
hmm.
Whatever the top pay is, which would put them at about, let's say, 700,000.
That's
I
all
was
good.
saying to somebody else, I said I could see like 700K being like a max contract. Right now it's 250. You
Right.
get me?
That's
Yeah.
fair.
A
Ronnie
little
Reed,
under a million.
Ronnie Repass said Kathy said they were chosen because they were owned by NBA owners and had facilities already.
Right.
For
That was Wody Mac point though. That was his whole point.
And then Big Girl said lockouts have hurt and helped every sports franchise, but the ladies are always on the short end of the stick. And that is true.
Very.
That is true.
And
Oh,
it's not fair.
it's not.
I'm not saying it's fair. It's not. But this is the way of the world, unfortunately. It's the
Well,
reality on the ground.
change is coming. Then they say, didn't he say the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just? Change is coming. I'm telling you, change. I don't know what, guys, but it's coming. Okay, so guys, do you believe that the CBA does? Do you believe that it's affecting the players in their game?
Yes. I think it's on their minds because I think I hate to sound so pessimistic. I think they're scared of a lockout. I don't think these ladies really want to be locked out by the owners, not for real.
I agree.
and
But
and
certain players is
because
not going to affect. Go ahead. I'm
So do
sorry.
yeah,
you,
like the superstars is not going to
Right.
affect the Angel Reeses, the Asia Wilsons, the
Right.
Caitlin
Right.
Clarks. They're
They get
going
money
to
off
be
the field.
fine.
Right.
But the
Yeah, they
Lexi
got players.
Hells and the Lexi Browns of the
Cindy
world,
Colson and all them.
the
Yeah.
Sydney, they're going to be fucked up. Maybe having fucked up to a point where they might have to go get a regular job type shit or go risk their freedom playing overseas somewhere. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
because
Like,
Candy, I think because Brianna spoke out, Stewie spoke out on it too, and you don't know what ideas they got cooking up in their head for us. Like when Unrival rolled back around, you don't know what these women are thinking. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what they bringing to the table with this. So they okay. Hold on, big girl. So they, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure if this happens, they looked at that and they have backup plans. I don't know. You never know who. This is the thing. You never know who's helping these players out behind closed doors when certain things
for
happen
sure.
unless the players speak on it. But you'll be surprised. Like you said, we got so many people. I dropped the link, big girl. Let me add you. Let me add a spot for you. But you would be Oh, I got one. I got one. Okay, never mind. Okay, let me cancel that. Big girl, it's up here when you ready. I lost chain of thought now.
When we drop down, are you okay?
No, I'm okay.
Okay. Okay.
She should be able to come up in a box. But yeah, we don't know who's helping these women until if they speak out or say something. But you'll be surprised who say, what I'm saying, I'm doing this for you. Let's keep it between, us or whatever. But somebody's watching these women and they want justice for them. So we're gonna see what happens because the atmosphere is off this season. It's off. It's so heavy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like not a burden like, but it's real heavy. These players, yeah, they're getting injured, they're not playing this stuff, but it's more to that. And I guess I just brought it down to the CBA. It's a
I
part of the
mean, the
game.
CBA could be a big reason for that because again, unlike the NBA, where if the NBA lockout, the 12th, the 11th player, 12th player on the roster, they still gonna be okay because they making millions of dollars too. The 10th and 11th person on the WNBA roster ain't making much of nothing.
Yeah, and I
Not to
think
play
that
basketball. I mean,
yeah,
like
when you come
70,000, 80,000. That's not nothing.
yeah, when you come into like something like the CBA and stuff like this, you're taking all that into consideration. So the question is now that because this is taking a toll, something they got to figure out something because if these players' mental is not in check, they don't expect them to get on that court and play the basketball like you want them to, guys, because this is crazy. Like you said, it's going to affect not just the Stewies and Angel Reese. It's going to affect all the players across the board. Everybody have, different types of blessings. You know what I'm saying? So, um, they got to figure out something, and I'm quite sure they took all this into consideration. So now the thing is, what are we going to do? Hey, big girl,
Hey, what's going on?
what you
Hey,
got
big
to
girl.
I
say,
have
big girl?
let me have one. I have one thing to say to the guys. One thing that I've learned about working in corporate America, and this comes to from working under a billionaire and asking for a raise. The one thing that this guy has always told me was know your worth and ask for what you want and stand on business. And always be ready to represent yourself to what you bring to the table and how you're going to make that owner money. So, in other words, know your worth and stand on business and don't back down. You don't settle. You don't settle. And what people seem to forget is that you are your own 1099. You're your own business. You're your own company. You have to represent yourself to the fullest. Some You're gonna win, some you're gonna lose. But this is the one thing that I'm hoping that the ladies do is stand on business. Don't back down. Know your worth, because whether they say they losing 50 million, $40 million, these owners are making money off of them. And you can't, excuse me, tell me otherwise. They're making money. And they are trying to get as cheap as possible because that's the way they view women. Oh, they just women. They don't see no worth in us in the first place. They're going to give us as little as possible. So a lockout, I'm all for it. And I'm going to tell you another thing about women. Believe me, they have all thought about being locked out. They have a plan to sustain their living. They have a treasurer for a reason.
Big
And it's
girl,
not just a, huh?
you know I don't have no mic drop. I'm gonna ask KSAP about that. Can he send you a mic drop?
Right.
I'm serious. They have a
No, yeah,
treasurer
I
for a
know.
reason.
Keep going, big girl.
And they have already, women are pre-thinkers compared to men. That's the reason why y'all can't understand why we bounce back so fast, because we have already thought about the bullshit that y'all gonna come with. We women, we're more than conquerors. We are God's highest form of
Big girl,
creation.
my son's father might be watching this. Girl, don't
Ooh.
give him all the cheat code. I'm just messing. I'm just messing. I'm
Oh,
just messing.
so for all
Oh,
the men that think that, oh, they need to be paid $700 million. No, pay these women. It's not much. It's not like they're asking for $2 or $3 million. They're asking for the minimum things that a woman should have. A woman needs daycare. Hell, feed them. You see what it took Carter to leave? They fed the girl. All she was hungry. Just feed,
big,
I don't.
just feed
I'm.
big
them.
girl, they give him
I'm
$27
looking for my mic
if they
drop
don't
sound
cover
blast.
it. They give him $27 for lunch.
And the one thing
Or
that they have leverage on is the fact that most of these women that's going to be in the that's coming out of college are already millionaires. They're already millionaires.
thank you,
Pay
Missy.
them.
Did that
They
sound go
not
out?
like they not like the other women. They not like the old vets that had to struggle and go overseas like Candace did and for 13, 14 years. They coming in millionaires already branded. You're gonna pay them one way or the other. Because I can almost guarantee that AU gonna expand. Fran Harris investors in the league that she started in April, Unrivaled. Oh, they're gonna make a way for these ladies to have their money. And if you think that the NBA owners or whatever franchise owners, they're gonna lose money and they're gonna feel the pain,
Mm-hmm.
whether you want to
Another
believe it
one.
or not.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that.
You did that, big girl. You need to come out here more often. Let me rub them shoulders, girl. That blessing you just dropped.
Mic drop. Go ahead, big girl.
I'm looking for the mic drop, but I don't know if it's working. I'm pressing the sound.
I heard
Another
something. I
one.
heard something, Wody, when she
Not you heard it.
yeah, I thought it was
Another
Miss
one.
D. She did that. Okay, big girl, I see you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. You that's all
But
facts, big girl.
I
Go
still
ahead,
keep
Miss D.
I still keep saying that the marketing, they don't do a good job. So how you expect to make the money, and you got the players, the product is good. How you expect to make the money? And yes, the NCAA is older than the WNBA, but they could take some pointers on how to market. You got to market. You got to market
That's because
year round.
they never looked at the women as being marketable. Just like I hate to go revisit this, but like their sexuality. I'm gonna tell you something. There's they never thought that they could market their sexuality because they never dipped into it to see if it was marketable. I work for a company. They celebrate Pride Month. They almost force it on us with these pride shirts, the pride everything. I'm not offended by it because they're trying to engage everyone. They have something for Black history. They have something for people for what's the Holocaust people those people that survive, their families and stuff with the Jewish
The
people, they
Jewish
have
people.
something. Yeah, they have something for everybody. They embrace everything. And whether you believe it or not, there's a lot of companies out there that do this. You never
I think
ask or
almost
cut,
most
huh?
because but in my eyes though, especially if they don't even believe in it, I look at a lot of things as you just pandering to the people because you want their dollars. That's
That's
No,
just
I
my
think no,
everything.
personal.
That's
that's like
everything. They do
as
want their dollars. A happy workplace, if you have a happy workplace, a happy environment, people give you more. It's not always about the money. It's about where you're going, your peace of mind, what you have to deal with at work. If you can go to your job and enjoy where you're going, money is really not a big factor because you're going in peace. You want to be there and they can get the most out of you when you have happy employees. When your employees are disgruntled, shit gonna go everywhere.
Mhm.
Believe me, I've been in all sorts of environments. When your employees are unhappy, you don't get the best out of them. They hate being there. You can't get them to work overtime. They're like, man, forget you. You let your mama work it. Whatever. I'm not gonna stay. And I don't care if it is forced overtime, mandatory overtime. They don't care because you really can't make nobody work no overtime.
Mhm.
But a happy employee, you get the most and get the best out of them. They want to be there. And that's something that the owners have to look at. Are
Mhm.
my employees happy?
No, they're not. I'm just saying,
No, they're
big girl.
not, because they
They're
wouldn't
not.
they wouldn't even be pandering a lockout if they was happy. Stop trying to cheat the ladies. It's not like they asking for $2 million contracts. They just asking
Exactly.
for the bare minimum, for the bare minimum. Child care. What, my kid's sick. They don't even have a 401. What are you talking about?
That's crazy.
Who doesn't have a 401 today?
And they
Yeah,
a
because
union.
I think that
They got a
CBA
union, so
I
they got
wrote is
union. What do
early.
you? Yeah, I
It's
don't know. It's
early
crazy.
work.
Yes, that they are union. Who doesn't have uh any type of investment? Shoot, we can buy stock into our company. Matter of fact, they give us stock to grow. We can invest it. If it reaches a certain amount, we can sell it and get the money off of it. Who doesn't
Well,
have that in their company today? Who's not offered that today? Who's not offered health care? There was a young lady that got hurt and she
big
didn't
girl,
have enough money, huh?
can you respond to this? T. Carmela wants to know, you and Miss D, how many offers would they reject before they lock out? This is their second rejected offer. Really?
I would go to 3 and let that be it.
Yeah,
Oh,
3. Yep. Try to
why
play
you say
hardball.
three? Why do y'all say three?
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And after that, it's in their hands.
She
Well,
keep mic dropping. Why y'all let me get in the bag, in the trick bag with big girl?
I can't follow that one up.
Because
I
after
don't
that,
really
that's what
think.
it's gonna take.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. You
Yeah, they
go
only
ahead.
got one more. Oh
Mhm.
gosh. Mm.
Girl.
So
I
yeah,
was gonna say I really don't think these ladies want to be locked out for real though. I think they're scared of that.
I don't.
I mean, because if they wasn't, that you wouldn't see it on the court. You could tell that
I,
something
I don't
ain't
I don't
right.
I don't think I'm seeing it on the court. I think
I
I'm
mean,
just
I
seeing
am.
them tired of being
Yeah,
mistreated.
yeah, that too. Ooh,
That's
dang.
what it
Uh,
is.
I
They're
mean,
tired
it's on
of
their
being
mind though, is
disrespected.
what I'm saying.
It may be on
It's
their mind,
clearly
but I'm gonna
on
tell
their
you
mind.
something. I'm gonna tell you something. Who am I speaking with? BD?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
ma'am.
Oh, okay, BD. I am a full-blooded woman, black woman. And one thing that I have found out about men, black men, we do not think alike. We are more mentally tough than what y'all think we are. And believe me when I say they have a plan. They have a plan, and it's a strong plan. Now, will the owners counter it? Yeah, the owner's going to counter it because they figure, hey, we got the money. How long can they stay out? Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to say it again. they have a treasurer for a reason. And that will sustain the majority of these ladies. Because they can still go overseas and play. Like I say, they can still start up AU. They can still start up Unrivaled
Well,
again. It don't have to
yeah,
start up in
the only
January.
thing with that though, Miss Big Girl though, unfortunately because of the timing, most of those opportunities are around the off season of the W. If they get to the
It
part where they can't get where they don't have anything on the books, AU is already done. A lot of overseas teams already have their rosters set, and some of them only allow a certain amount of American players. So it's still everybody doesn't get that opportunity. And
that's
Unrivaled
true.
happens in January. So it's like you will have an 8 to 9 month period where a lot of players are not doing nothing.
If I'm gonna tell you something, these players, I'm telling you, they are talking to the players.
Mm-hmm.
And if it takes, does anybody remember the lockout of the MLB back in the
94?
80s? Was it 94 that happened
It
where it
was
almost
90.
went
It was 94 that they locked
where
out the baseball. Yeah,
did it really hurt them a whole lot? Right then
it
that
For a
did.
was
while,
the
for a
fault.
while, for a while.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
hurt
How
them
long did it
until
go?
Sosa and McGuire went on their home run bench. That's what brought baseball back. Was that?
So yeah, how long was that? Because that really hurt them financially. How long was
About a
that?
cool 8 years. About a cool 8 years.
No, I'm talking about the initial lockout. That lasted for how long? 6 months, six,
About
7 months?
it's like 8 months,
About 8 months.
roughly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I can
And the
see that
NBA
last.
did it in
I don't
97.
see
NBA did it
I
in
don't see that
97.
lasting 8 months. I see that
Mm-hmm.
lasting. How many more months we have until the beginning of the year?
it's
Mm.
this July.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really do. I really do see that lasting up until the beginning of the year because somebody gonna say okay. They're gonna say okay. They're gonna give them 3/4 of what they want. They're not gonna give them 100% of what they want, but they will give them 3/4 of what they want.
So, do you think they make it through the rest of this season, big girl?
Ooh. Yeah, I do.
UADP?
I
You think they make it through the rest of this year?
they're gonna play out their contracts this year.
Yeah, I think it's more what next year that they want to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's more next year.
yeah.
You, Miss D?
They're
You
gonna
think
play
they?
out they're gonna play out their contracts.
They're gonna play
That's
out,
part of the plan.
but we still gonna see. We gonna feel it. We gonna feel. You know, the games are not gonna be the same this year. We already experienced that. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it's tough. You know, trials and
Yeah.
tribulations are
And
tough.
the reason why I say they're gonna play out their contract is because that's part of the plan. And they're gonna deliver a good they're gonna deliver a good product because they have to keep the money coming in. They have
Mm-hmm.
to
Right.
allow them show the owners, hey, this is the reason why you need to pay us. Same way people be holler, oh, 50% of the viewership have left since Kaylin ain't playing. Kaylin was never, I'm tell you something. That was for Indiana. That one for the other teams. The Backward's not losing no viewership. The New York not losing viewership. That was for Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the plan is to play out this year. Get your money, stop spending frivolously, and we're gonna pick up for the ones that just came in, like Anissa, all these they don't need no money. Them girls made money in the NCAA. It's the ones that's been in this league that's still struggling, that never figured out how to market themselves. That's mad at Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark because they came in marketing themselves. They don't have no money.
Hey, big
Mm-hmm.
girl, I got a question for you. Let's
Yeah.
say worst case scenario, they do get locked out. Do you think that would
Mhm.
create a situation where the unrivaled season, the following season, would start earlier than normal?
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you, if I was owner of Unrival, I would be thinking about expanding, having a East Coast Unrival, a West Coast Unrival, South and North.
Just like the big
And what
three.
would
I like
that
that.
do exactly?
Because
That would put
people.
that would put people. You would have. I don't. I. It's what, 6 teams now. I would go to 10 teams. 10 teams of the best
Mm, that sounds good.
for each division, and then have a championship in the middle. Each place has one location that you play in. Unrivaled, what people want to believe in, not Unrivaled was successful.
Mm-hmm. Call it what you want to call it. It was
And
real.
then
No, it
A,
wasn't.
then
It made money and people watched it. I know I watched it.
yeah. And AU was more successful this year. Unfortunately, they have the backing of the W. So now they're gonna have to find, if they want to continue on, they're gonna have to find their own investors separate from the W. They're
Mm,
not gonna get that free TV time.
mm,
They're gonna have to create. They're gonna have to create it. They're gonna have to have somebody come in and be willing to invest in them separately. Just like with Fran Harris, She is supposed to be a developmental league in April. She's still getting all her finance together, but she's adamant about starting this in April. So you can have a lot going on in April.
mm.
But I believe that the women stick together, which is going to be hard because we already know how we are, unfortunately. But a lot of these women have businesses outside of
Mm-hmm.
basketball. It's not like it was in the 90s where they played basketball, they had to go to Jack in the Box to make up the difference, you know? It's not like that anymore. A lot of these women are actually business savvy
Yeah.
because we don't really know what they're investing their money in. And
Mm-hmm.
you know what's so sad about it? How long Nafisa Collier been in the league? 6, 7 years now, 6 years, 6, 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And she just not getting picked up by a brand, the Jordan brand. Isn't that something?
Yeah, that is something.
You're just not getting
Yeah.
picked up by the Jordan brand.
Well,
But
I
your
can I
name been
bring
out
you
there
back to
for a
something
while.
though too?
Yeah.
Can I bring you back to something too though that I was sharing with earlier?
Hold on, Wody. Hold on for 1 second. Big girl, were you talking about for Unrivaled? Were you talking about 40 teams? T. Carmelo want to know. Was it 40 teams?
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's 6 now, right? They got 6 teams, right? You
Uh-huh.
expanded to 10. So it'd be 10 in each division. 10 East, 10 West, 10, yeah, 10. Yeah, 40.
Okay. Go ahead, Wody. I'm sorry.
Man, that basically, hold up, let me do the math. 6 times 40. How much is that? 200. 6 times 40 is
Yeah,
240.
Well,
that's a hell
remember,
of an
everybody is
expansion.
not going to get paid the same amount of money. What they're going to do is, what
You
I would
can't. You
do
could.
is,
That wouldn't be
I
fair though, because then you would be doing the same thing currently
no,
the
no, no, no,
owners are
no,
doing for
no,
these
No,
women.
no.
everybody didn't get
Listen to what I'm
6
saying. Listen to what I'm saying. They will get paid for the expansion teams, for the ones that are already grandfathered in. They get their money because they grandfathered in. Because next year, everybody, they're not going to do the same thing. That was just for the inaugural year. If you're going to expand out under these circumstances, you will still pay everybody their contract. You understand what I'm saying? They had insurance on everybody. That's how they could pick up Benaja Laney's contract when she got hurt in Unrivaled and the Liberty waived her. Unrivaled picked her contract up. That's just like with your company, whether you know it or not, your company has insurance on you. They carry insurance on you and they don't need your permission.
Mm, wow.
That's the way you would handle that. You would pay everybody their contract. If so, if my contract is 72,000 a year, that's what I'm gonna make in Unrivaled. And it's not unfair. Plus you getting free, they get the free living, they get their per diem for the food and stuff. I think they get rental cars.
Yeah, and they don't. That's another thing. They do not, guys. In that CBA, I don't. This is the one I haven't seen the new one, but in that CBA, they do not pay for the players' transportation when they go to the different states.
I didn't know. I didn't even know that. I mean,
Hmm.
like I
It's
said, they
in,
need to take some stuff from Unrivaled. They being cheap. Take some of the stuff that Unrivaled is doing, and do that for the players.
and
Something.
when you saw them women in Unrivaled, everybody, you had the little ones popping off at the mouth. That's because that's how sports. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? But everybody was enjoying themselves. They were so like happy compared to even with the season going okay or whatever last year. They were so overwhelmed. I mean, with joy, like they were really happy.
Yeah,
Okay,
they were.
so guys, our last topic is okay for the game on Sunday. Are we gonna get Be More Angel on Sunday, or are we gonna get what we getting from Angel? What y'all
We gonna get Bmore Angel. It's gonna have to pick up because Fee
Angel gonna do
is
her.
still upset. She's still trying to get her lick back.
That's what I said. I was like, don't look Sunday. Don't y'all come over there and like y'all playing for the Olympic championship and trying to beat us in this game when we've been seeing how y'all been acting with the other teams. Even though I know I'm just messing, Fee. I'm just messing. I'm just saying though, don't come over and like everybody know how to shoot all of a sudden.
Well, that's exactly what they're gonna act like, unfortunately for y'all. But Angel Reese still have a good game. I think she'll get her normal double double that she normally get. I mean, she's been on an incredible run the past 5 games, so I don't see
I'm
why it
thinking
stops. But I don't see them winning the game though.
I
I
It's
do.
think they can
possible.
win it.
I
I think
see
they
them
can win.
winning the game.
I think
Possible
they can win it.
because
Yeah,
of course Angel could play physical against Fee. Sometimes she don't like that. She don't like that physicality. And then everybody else, yeah, they can win. Just
And
that
that's
Bam
the
Bam,
thing.
she
That's
better
the
not.
thing.
I don't know.
Oh, sorry, Miss C. No, go ahead,
Yeah,
Miss C. I'm sorry.
no, no. So I'm saying Bam Bam's get her out the way, and Arrow Atkins had to be a little more aggressive. But they have a possibility they can win. I think they can do it.
Yeah, we need, but you know what too? Like you guys be saying, they be watching film, they be watching everything. You think everybody haven't heard across the league that Fee don't like she don't like you up on her like that? You think they haven't heard that? You think they're not paying attention now?
But no,
look,
look, and no
hey,
rival, Angel was giving Fee the business.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
been carried on since Unrivaled. She was
yeah,
physically,
you're right, Miss
Yeah,
C.
that's been
Yeah.
carried on since Unrivaled. We found that out
uh
in Unrivaled. That feeding like physicality. That's the reason why she tried to chase Angel down. So
look, Fee, she better be lucky that 1-on-1. If Angel was a little healthy, she would have beat Fee in that 1-on-1. I was so
Yeah.
mad at everybody else that was playing. They was playing Fee all soft. Angel would
Not
have.
for nothing. That was the
Yeah,
coolest part of Unrivaled to me
it
was the
was.
one
It
on one.
was.
yeah.
Like that was a real
Angel was
different.
ugly
It
though.
took me back to the street ball shit we used to do in Brooklyn. I
Oh
mean, like
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
some
that check
regular, the
ball
one
check.
on one, because that's the basketball where you really get to talk shit.
Yep.
Like the 5-on-5, you can't really you talk shit, but not like when it's one on one. One on
And
one, it's
Leah
more
Edwards,
personal.
she was getting her. Then she kind of backed off. I'm like, come on, Leah Edwards. I wanted to see if somebody could beat Fee. Angel could have beat her, but she got hurt.
Nah,
Nah.
Leah Edwards got right in that one on one though. Give her prop. She was
Yeah,
Oh
getting
she
right.
yeah.
kind of she kind of
She
got
did.
beat up at the end a little bit. She kind of gave up a little bit.
But see, I'm gonna tell you something about Fee. Her back is hurt right now, so she don't have that much lift in her legs.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
true.
You
It,
Yeah,
can
she
tell.
is
You
hurt.
can tell.
she don't have a lot of lift
Now,
in her legs, and you can tell.
fee
So
faking
yeah.
injury too. Fee faking injuries too.
Well, they said Fee has
Oh,
a bulging disc in her back. That's the reason why she's been sitting out, and she should never have played in the Commissioner's Cup
so she
because,
played.
uh,
Cece didn't play.
yeah, she
Yeah,
played, but Cece didn't play.
yeah. She was saying she shouldn't have played, Miss D.
She should have played because if you can
Well,
tell, her shot has been off. She didn't do well this last game. They won by one.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, who did they play?
All I know is 2025. I heard is the year that everybody faking.
right. That's what I hear too on the
Everybody
street.
faking
Yeah.
injuries in 2025.
Ladies, thank you for having me. I'm gonna call it a night. It's been a pleasure. Thank you again.
All
All
Okay,
right.
right.
you're welcome,
Have a good
BD.
night.
Okay.
Have a good
Have a good
night.
night. Yeah. So I'm looking for Angel to have a triple double.
You've been saying that. Yeah.
If she's facilitating, she's gonna
Hmm.
get her triple double.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
she
See, yeah.
is.
See, guys, we done had how many days of fresh air, and then we got to meet up with Uncle Popeye and Marshmallow on Sunday. Gosh, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But you
go
but you
ahead.
know they play them again next week. They play the Mystics Tuesday at 10:30 in the morning. And then I think their next game is the Lynx again. They play them back to back or something like that.
Oh my! At 10:30 in the
So
morning.
no,
Good
no,
gracious.
no. That's in the
Oh,
afternoon. I'm talking about
oh,
yeah. So they got the Lynx coming up. They got a long stretch. So out of these three games that they have against the Lynx, they have to win one.
they gonna win one. They probably
And
may
I
win
They
wanted
one.
to,
will.
yeah,
Somebody
because
said where Aaliyah Edwards going. The Sky should be trying to
Oh,
pick her up. The
now
Sky
oh,
they
or
they don't
I,
need another four.
is she gonna go to Dallas? Y'all think she going to Dallas?
that sound okay, but also I like okay, I had it to
No,
my oh
who
the
who
links. The
Dallas going
links
who
they
Dallas
really
gonna get rid of
Enrique.
for a little?
Oh,
Enrique is a
I don't know about
three.
that,
I
Miss
mean a
D.
I
two.
know she a
Saying,
three,
you
but I'm
know,
just
look,
saying for we talking about
little
names. We ain't
Enrique
talking about
ain't had nothing to do with
we
that.
talking
Don't
about the
nobody want
names.
Enrique. Chuck Chocolate. Don't nobody want her.
Well, guess what? She
I
gonna have to leave
mean,
because it's Paige's team, and I think she gonna mess up the
Yeah,
chemistry when
I
she come back. Because the three rookies they was balling yesterday.
hey, I
also
can
the
see
other
her coming off the
unfortunate thing
bench.
though, only the
Huh?
other unfortunate thing though for Aaliyah Edwards though is she basically don't got no say. It really just looks like the Mystics are gonna give her up for whoever gonna give them the most. And a lot of
Yeah.
people are like, yeah, she's worth a first round pick, maybe two first round picks depending on who you go to. You know, she
Now that's
definitely
who they should have got. Vegas. They should have got that sent her to Vegas instead of Nelissa Smith. Right
Yeah.
now they got
Yeah.
two kill Stokes. That's what they got over there.
I thought Smith would play better. I'm very disappointed with her. Because
They
Kia
got two
Stokes,
kill Stokes.
oh my
Two
God.
of them.
But they can't
I
Nelissa
move
mean,
Smith.
nobody.
maybe Nalissa is at least she'll try to take a shot compared to Kid Stokes.
She
At least
had
she'll
4 points.
try to shoot.
Her and
She
Kill
looked
both
confused.
at 8 points.
On the floor, she
She
looked like she
did.
confused. No matter what team she played on, she just looked like like a fish out of
Let me tell
water.
you something. First of all, I can say this
Still
and be
fishing.
honest about it. She looked like she didn't gain at least 15, 20 pounds.
She did. She do. She can't run up and down the floor. She got all that backside. Just can't. She can't move. She got all that butt. And she can't
She
even move
got
it.
that. And she can't move and she can't move her feet.
No, she can't. She did look.
She
She did
can't
gain
play
some pounds.
defense.
She got comfortable. Dejanay
She look
probably feeding her. No.
she she doesn't look like the young lady I was watching at Baylor. She's been slowly digressing. That means to me, everybody always talk
Yeah.
about Angel need to be in the gym. She needs to be in the gym too.
She lose some
You know,
weight.
it's far to go
She
for
look kind of heavy.
Nalissa because you notice when she was over there in Dallas, they had her playing center. Right now,
Yeah.
I don't recall when man Chris Cole Clan, I was about to call him man, but when Cole Clanis got assigned the Dallas job, and when Nalissa Smith got picked up. But if it all happened pretty early in the off season, I can assume that in a conversation with Nalissa, he probably said, "I foresee playing you at the center position, and see if you can, you know what I mean, we would like you to put on a little weight, get you playing at the center position. Think you would do good there. And that's probably what she was doing in her off season, trying to put on weight.
That for
Purposely.
women, is putting on weight is different. For women, you can
Mhm.
put on fat or you can put on muscle.
Mm.
She put
Look
on
like she
fat.
Fat
put
is
on
not.
more fat than muscle.
She put
She
she put
did.
on more fat than muscle.
T. Carmella said the Mystics wanted more than one first round pick. That's what was reported. So Aces took the offer to Dallas allegedly.
Yeah, because I
Aces
I
can't.
mean,
can I can see
what
that.
technically you would believe that Aaliyah Edwards is probably worth at least 2 first round picks.
Right, she is.
Yes, she is
She only
because yes,
21 too.
she
She only
is.
21 years old. She haven't turned 22 yet, so she
And she
real
on a
young.
rookie contract, so it's beneficial to whoever take it. You don't gotta pay her
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
the
whatever the
Aces can't do
CBA go
nothing
into, you ain't gotta
because
pay
they
her.
they still paying. They got a guaranteed contract to Kirsten Bell, who barely play, and
Yeah.
they got a contract for with Keisha Kirkpatrick. Hers is guaranteed, aka Dana Evans. So they got
yeah,
two
she has a no
contracts.
trade clause in her contract.
Right, right. So they stuck with two donuts, three donuts. Yeah, two donuts. Yeah. Basically, I mean,
Well, they
Yeah.
may as well get ready because I don't think for next draft year, I don't think these owners gonna go with what people are saying because this draft class has proven to them that hey, these rookies are ready. They're
Mm.
actually investing in their game.
people
Juju
talking
got
about the
some of the
20.
top.
Oh, go. I'm sorry.
Juju was working out with what's old dude that was in Unrivaled.
Handy.
What's his
He's the
name?
best.
Yeah,
Handy. He's
yeah,
the best.
I thought
Yeah.
you
yeah.
about to
He was
say DeMar
training her.
DeRozan because I think she worked out with some NBA players too.
Oh yeah, she cool with a
Yeah,
lot of NBA
yeah,
I
but
think I
players.
he
seen her
was
working
he
out
was
with DeMar DeRozan.
Yep.
so they have the connection.
Yeah.
But people waiting
They
on
have the connection.
for Juju, but the 26th draft gonna be pretty good too.
Oh yeah,
Before we
and
even get to
believe
Juju,
me,
you know,
you got some coming out. You got Flajay coming, which Flajay is wishy washy to me.
Tanaya
She
How
wish
Latson.
how so? How so you mean wishy washy?
sometimes she's not consistent
Right, that's
sometimes.
true. Right, she could be hot, then she could be
She
cold
she
too quick.
she just
Yeah.
I mean, well, that's with anybody. What I'm saying is mentally, she
Oh yeah,
gets
that's true. She checked
unfocused.
out. She checked out. Yeah.
She should check out. If her shot not falling
All right.
like she wanted to do, or she can't do her little funny layup like she wants to do, and it's not dropping, she hurts the team more than she can help the team.
Mm. Mm.
Right.
That's that.
So
That's the LSU, Miss
yeah,
D.
that's the LSU when because her expectations, oh, I'm this big old rapper, and now I'm blowing layups, and she gets in her head.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Girl, just go
That's
and
true.
stop hanging out with Caitlin because you turning the ball over and you trying to do all them 3-point shots and bricking them. No,
Right.
that is not the mentor. Go back to your regular game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the
Seeing her
26th
play
draft,
last year.
don't wait to Juju. It's a lot of good players in the 26th draft. A lot of good players.
yeah. Well,
And I
Juju,
can't wait.
she gonna have if she doesn't play this year, then she have 2 years of eligibility left.
I don't think she gonna stay though. She gonna probably do that one
She
year
she
and leave.
red shirt.
Yeah,
Oh no, she gonna try to get her ring. Believe me, she's gonna try to get her championship.
well,
She
she
gonna
better.
want a chip.
Yeah, I don't. They
Yep.
have some okay players, but it ain't gonna work. No disrespect. It's not. I don't know. I don't see them winning a chip. They gotta really get some. Nah.
To the comment though, AL, you got here on the screen with AL. I think the people that Tyler Marsh has on staff is doing great work
I
with
do
Ace.
like
You do every now and then you see some clips of what they're working on and what they're doing. I mean, he is a developmental coach, right? This is his specialty, right? And the couple of clips that I'm seeing of people on the staff, what they're doing with it, I'd have to give them some credit that maybe what they're doing is
Yeah.
working.
Well, the
I
thing
know a lot
about
of
it
people don't
is,
want to give him credit because they suck, they're losing the rotations, but that doesn't take away the fact of that what his specialty is where you're seeing some improvement in a lot of the players on the team in certain aspects of their game. That's his specialty, development.
what did Lisa Leslie say? 21 days with me, and we're gonna get this right. I don't think it's Tyler.
Right, it was Lisa. She worked with
It was
Lisa.
Lisa.
Of course she worked with a lot of people, but not no Tyler. I mean,
It's not Tyler. It's
no,
Lisa, and
no,
it
no.
sure
But
ain't
she been
Paris.
under Tyler longer than she been under Lisa though too.
Oh, she worked with
Let me
Lisa
tell you
for the
something. She
summer.
been working with
Wait,
Lisa since Unrivaled. What are you talking
exactly.
about?
Unless yeah, they still working out to this day. They look
Yeah,
I can
that's
see
what I'm
that.
just saying. They still working out. That is her trainer. She is teaching her all those post moves that we see, how to do it, how to use both of her hands instead of one. It's not Tyler. And that Paris, Courtney Paris, I would never have picked her up. She didn't do nothing with the three bigs that she had in Dallas. They're garbage.
Yeah, they still struggling. Like Tierra
They are
still look like
still,
she did.
yeah, they were
Kalani,
garbage.
they just big
Kalani
bodies.
Brown.
They don't have no post nothing. They I don't know.
I'm like, you just sitting there like a big lump on a frog on a lump.
So on the bench
Yes,
is not
Henry.
Tanisha Wrong or Courtney. It's Rena.
Yeah, did y'all see the clip Rena working with double A?
Nope, I
Yeah,
see that. I
because
got it.
she's the guards coach. She's
Girl
the
from
guards coach.
Phoenix. The girl from
Okay.
Phoenix. She coached the girl from Phoenix, Monique McConney, and she
Yeah,
doesn't
Who
look
Rena
decent
did?
either.
Call McConnell,
Yeah,
yeah.
Rena. Yeah, McCall
yeah.
McConney. Yeah. No,
They cut
look, we
her,
ain't trying to
right?
hit on Tyler, Wardy Mac. We ain't trying to hit on Tyler. It's just that nah.
Well, I'm hating on Tyler.
That's why I said when I said what I said is I understand a lot of people would not like to give him no credit. I got to look at what's going on and take
I
into
can't give him
account when I
credit. I'm
see
sorry.
clips. When
Yeah,
I
I
see
can't.
clips of their practice and what they're doing in practices, a couple of clips that's
I
getting out there,
No, no,
Yeah,
no,
they
I
no.
mean,
working on
well,
stuff.
I would say this is that he has they have to believe in what he's trying to do. Whatever that is, they don't have an identity. They're gonna have to find themselves an identity. I want to see what his identity is because whatever it is, the team is gonna have to take on that concept of it.
Well, let
But
me
you
say
mm,
don't know
this.
what it is.
Let me say
You don't
this.
know what it
Okay,
is.
there's only three players I'm gonna keep. Three players. Well, four. I'm gonna keep Angel, of course. Camilla, Ariel, and Maddie. Everybody else, they want to walk because they're getting older. Some of them are
I
already in their 30s, and
I
me.
would
everybody
keep
else.
HBL.
I'll trade
I would
HBL.
keep HBL
I'll
because I'm gonna
trade
tell
her.
you something. Whether you
Okay, go ahead.
no, all
Right here.
because HBL can be a threat, whether y'all want to know it or not. The girl can ball. She can create her own shot. She's just not a one. She's a two.
Well,
She's a two
okay,
guard.
but guess
Just
what?
like
She's too
Mick is a three.
small. She need to be. She need the ball in her hand. She get a little smaller. She don't play a good enough defense to be a two. I'm sorry.
Well,
She don't play.
don't
But
none of them play a whole lot of good defense, but they
I
trying.
no. I know what you're
And
saying,
Maddie
but
Westbrook definitely don't play no good
but she
defense.
don't play. They don't play her. What I'm saying is, from this point forward, everybody else is getting older, and I will keep those four. Trade HVO to somewhere that she could just shoot the shots that she want.
Why she can't
And
shoot the shots there, Miss D?
but I don't
Why she
like.
can't
But
shoot there? Why you gonna send her somewhere else to be a threat against you? They're just like them not
she
picking up
she's
Kennedy
not
Carter. What if
she's
the
not
Aces go pick up Kennedy Carter? Then you
she's
got a
not.
whole.
I don't like her. Like I mean, she okay. I don't see what you see in her. I don't see what you see in her.
Did you watch her? Have you watched her
Yeah,
game?
I watch her game, and then I
You
don't
watched her
see.
game from Louisville to
Yup,
LSU to
yup.
TCU,
But I
and
don't
you
know what
don't like
happened.
the way she played.
I like the way she played in
What?
LSU. She ain't played that good. I like the
Well, she didn't
TCU.
play that good because she was trying to transition. So a lot of people think that
I
Kim
understand.
did her wrong. Kim did not
Kim
do
didn't do
her
it
wrong.
wrong. She just a fit.
She act, she
I
no.
need a
The thing
player.
about it is,
Huh?
no. Listen, just listen.
Okay. Okay.
The coach at Louisville wasn't going to allow her to be the number one. She wanted to learn to play one. That's the reason why she left because Kim would allow her to do that. Was she successful? No. Was she exposed? Yes, because not only could she not play the one, her defense was exposed.
Not played a
So
two
when she
either.
went to two, so when she went to TCU, he in the off season they worked on all that stuff. He was the perfect coach for her to get her where she needed to be. Now, is she a strong one? No, but at least she's accepting accepting now that she understands what it takes to really be a one, because Kim is a bigs coach.
Right.
She's not a guard coach. She'll allow you to do what you need to do, and if you start messing up, she gonna sit you down.
Well, that's the point.
But Kim was a bigs coach. Everybody know Kim's a
She's
bigs
not.
coach.
She's not a two, because even though you have some 5'8" that play that, I don't think she's 5'8". She might be only like 5'6". She's not
Yeah,
strong enough
she
for the two.
HBL is 5'6", 5'7". No,
Right.
she's not a one, but she is a two.
But she better
She's
be
a
a
shoe
one.
guard.
She has to be a one in the WNBA, because
Well, that's the reason why she's
she's too
working on it, and
small.
it's gonna take time.
But that's what
It's
wait, they ain't got time. They ain't got time.
well,
I trade her.
you
I don't
know
like
what?
her right now. I want.
The
Go ahead.
With the right coach, that's the reason why Rena is the right coach for her.
I know.
Hmm.
Guess what? Guess what?
What?
Hopefully they could get somebody like Tanaya Latson. Goodbye
Either way
HBL.
it go, Tanai Lesson is a two.
Yeah, but she better. I trust her. You talk about
She
somebody
just taller. That's all.
They the
She's just
same
taller.
height. Just
Yeah,
Tanaya Latson is more
but
athletic
guess
and a
what?
better
What I'm
player.
saying
Yeah.
is, even though she's small, like Tanaya Lice is small, she can play defense. She can score all over the bat. She can get her own shot for real, for real. It don't matter what coach she coaching, she's
Mhm.
gonna do okay. I figure that. But that's what I'm saying. Latson out there, bye
Yeah.
bye HBL. So for me, HBL is not even on the sky to me. So they
We
have to
could,
start over. They have to
we
start
got
But
over.
you
no.
will keep
I think you
Maddie
gotta give her a
Westbell.
chance, D. You gotta give her a
Yeah,
chance.
because she's a little
Look,
bit
You
this
will
bigger.
just
keep Maddie Westbell
Yes,
over
I will.
HBL.
Yes.
So what does
Yep.
Maddie Westbell
you could.
watching her at
I don't
Notre
know. I don't
Dame?
know yet. That's what I'm saying.
Well, how
You
you
tell
gonna
me.
kiss
What?
something that you don't know nothing about?
No, I like her at Notre Dame,
that
and she's
that don't even
bigger.
make sense.
But
Miss
no,
D
she's
being
bigger.
messy.
No, I like HBO, but not it's just not. It's not gonna click. It's not gonna work. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry.
it's
Let
gonna
me tell you something.
we got
HBL has that dog in her, whether you want to believe it or not. She is not afraid to go out there and show you who she is.
Show it, because I don't like her with the sky.
She's shown it
And
in a couple of games that
and
she
guess
can that
what?
she that she can
yeah,
play.
she
But
can't.
guess what? I'm gonna say this. Y'all go get mad. Angel picked her. Angel's hyping on her, and you know who they miss out? They miss out on a whole bunch of people. You know who they miss out on? Two girls that play in Dallas, JJ
Let me,
and
Miss
they
James.
D,
didn't
they
have to
weren't
pick
gonna choose
Maddie.
those girls though. They weren't gonna choose those girls.
Exactly. Why?
They weren't
They
gonna
weren't
choose.
going. They didn't have to choose Maddie. They could have
I
choose
know.
one of them.
I know. I'm
They
talking
didn't
about
have to
Angel
choose
one and
that
HB.
sister
No,
girl. Wasn't nobody
that
coming after her.
James would have been pretty good for the sky. Man, come on now.
They were. I'm gonna tell you something. The
She
Pink
could play the
Panther
one
was not
and
gonna
two.
choose
They were
those girls.
She could play the
no,
one
they
and
weren't.
two. That's how good she is. She's 5'10", a one and
So
two.
your problem is not with HBL. Your problem is with the Pink Panther.
Right. Because he's not
Oh,
playing
the problem
HBL
is
in
just
her
get
right
HBL
spot.
out of
You
there.
see how
Angel
Arthur
won the
just threw her
HBO. That
out
was an
there,
Angel pick. That was an Angel pick. Angel, oh, it's my
and
girl. It's my
and
girl. It's my girl.
and look, and Angel knows her girl. She
Come
knows
up,
what type of
Tiffy.
player that complements her. You see how well they played together? You see how she got Angel the ball? And guess
No,
what happened
I
after
ain't
she
see. I
got
ain't see
Angel
none
the
of that.
ball?
I ain't see none of
You didn't see that in the last game? And then Arthur pulled her out soon as she started getting cooking. Now that's who needs to be traded. You can package him up with Kill, Maddie, and Sloop.
No, nope. I want y'all pass on James. So if Latson out there, somebody else out
He
there,
passed on everybody.
right? If
He
Raven
passed up
Johnson,
on
He
everybody.
I'd
didn't
rather
want
have
him.
Raven Johnson. Come
He
on,
didn't
Raven
want him.
Johnson. Look, Raven Johnson play
What
good. Come on now, come on.
Raven is not in the league. We talking about the ones that are in the
Oh,
league.
well, she gonna be in the league next year. Bye HBL. I'm taking them two over
No, Bob.
HBL.
Actually, why you can't have them all on there?
No,
Raven is the
no,
true
I don't
point
even know
guard.
why though.
Why?
Why
no,
Raven
no,
would
no,
be a
no.
choice when Raven is not looking to shoot the ball at all. You giving away offense for better
She
defense,
don't
but
have no
now
offense. Come on,
now you
HBL
getting
ain't
no
had no offense
offense.
either. What offense she
Didn't get
giving?
no offense.
No, I'm taking Raven. I'm sorry.
If you need a good ball handler, someone that can facilitate on the floor, that can call out the
And guess
plays,
what?
that
She
can make
can shoot,
decision making.
and she can
She
shoot.
can
She just don't
shoot.
want to because she
Everybody can shoot. Now, whether they make it or
no
not, that's a different
no
story.
no. I'm taking HBL.
Just
I'm
because
taking
you
she
chucking
and she
don't
play
mean I'm
defense.
happy with what you
And
That
doing.
her,
don't
even
mean
though she
nothing.
5'8", listen, even though she 5'8", she got a 6'2" wingspan. I'm taking her or Latson or somebody. I'm not taking no HBL over them. James is right there in y'all face. Centron, come on.
Well,
Missy, as long as we dealing with them two, they're not gonna
The
do
Pink
that.
Panther and Whispers and
They're
Marshmallow.
not gonna do what
yeah,
we think makes sense. They're not gonna do it.
And yo, and speaking, and since we are speaking on the sky now, right? I have my thoughts about that pick of how you say this woman? Sifka, right? Where you
yeah,
Gonna
took
show
two
up.
players basically at the same position or so. It
Exactly.
was already you picked this woman who stayed overseas, took time to develop, where she might turn out to be something great. She might turn out to be a great player. Who knows, right? But a contingency plan, you took another player who's a stretch forward, just like this woman is. In the meantime, to fill that spot, to at least have that roster spot filled until Sifka comes in and plays or comes overseas. They better hope though, Lord willing, she don't do like say like Feebutch or one of them and don't come over for 2 years. Sis can say, I'm gonna take a second year and make sure I'm fully ready. And now you without. Because they gotta put somebody on what's that? You gotta make somebody available for the supplemental draft or the expansion draft. And that's two teams picking from your roster. So you're gonna be losing two people off your bench. I don't know who the two they're not gonna
well,
protect. They gotta let two people go. And I got a feeling they're gonna let Maddie go
yeah.
because they
And they
got
gonna let them all
because they
go.
picked six, because they picked Sifka.
They gonna let them all go, man. Yeah, everybody that's no one. Everybody's on the table. Everybody is on the
I
table.
don't think HVL is on that table though.
Well, what I'm saying is,
I wish he
everybody's on the
was.
table. No one's contract is protected.
Well, that's
No
true.
one's
But
contract
No,
is
I'm
I'm
I ain't
talking
talking about
about
protected.
the
protection. I'm talking about
expansion,
the
the
future.
expansion draft. The
I'm talking about the
expansion draft, you
future.
got to
Yeah,
make
They
that's what
better
I'm
six
protect
people
saying.
the
available.
main three. And
No one's
HBL not the
contract
main three.
is protected.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
they can it is it going to be the same like it was this year where they can protect up to what 5 or 6 players?
6 players you can protect.
Yeah,
Everybody else can
six
get
players
taken
you
in
can
the
protect.
expansion draft. And they're gonna
And
lose
just
two
think,
because two teams, the Toronto Temple's coming in and the Portland team is coming in. So you're losing not
and
just
guess
one like
what?
this year, you're losing
A lot
two
of
now.
Yeah, and just think like people like Kia, the ones that come from Canada. You don't think they're gonna be trying to get back to Canada?
Yeah, but
Lil
the team gotta
Edwards.
want you too. The team gotta
Right.
want you too. They gotta actually
Yeah,
pick.
that's what I'm saying.
Remember,
They
nobody
playing
they
for Canada.
Oh, let me see.
remember the Valks didn't take nobody from Seattle after all that all that mess and corrupt they had going on. They say, yeah, we don't want nobody from over here. Took nobody.
Yeah,
So you
they all
could you
took
could
bench
look up and
warmers.
they
They
don't
took
take
bench
nobody from your
warmers.
team, but I doubted that they won't that both teams will pass up on all of your players unless it's like they think your team is just that trash or just that chaotic.
They didn't take nobody from
Seattle, that was it. That was the only
they
They
didn't
one.
take
didn't.
nobody from Chicago.
They took
Mm.
who do they take?
Who did
Nobody.
nobody? Nobody.
And
Nobody.
nobody want that. Nobody want the trash. Only the sky think they good. Like this thing right here, the bad news bears. Nobody want Bam Bam, and they just damaged goods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
So
well, we already know what need to happen for Chicago to bring anybody else over there. They gotta let some things up front out of there.
what they have until July the 13th before everybody contract becomes protected.
I ain't talking about the players. It don't matter. Like big girl, it
Well,
don't
what
matter
I'm
who.
saying is,
Oh,
what I'm saying is, if they're gonna make some changes, they need to hurry up and do it because they can still waive Sloot. Contract is not protected. Maddie's contract is not protected. Kia's contract is not protected. You
but
can package something up.
They not
before July the 13th.
Yeah, they could,
Package some up.
but they're not gonna do that.
But they don't have no more picks.
Nope, they messed up.
It's just even as you sit there and you think about that though, who you think want want what they got going on over there right now? Like the only thing that they got that other people want, they not giving up right now unless they really gonna trade Camilla.
And that's Angel and Camilla.
They got going on over there. Oh, you could trade HVL. I'm sure somebody will give you something for HVL. Somebody will give you something for Eric, but that's not. That's not. They not about to give HVL or it really looked like if anybody is gone, it's Camilla.
How did y'all get up?
They're not gonna give up Camilla. There'll be an earthquake in Chicago. They give up Camilla.
I
think Chicago Sky fans would be cool with giving up Miller if that meant
no, they won't. No, they won't.
No, they won't. No, they won't.
No, they won't.
It would be cool depending on who the player is they get back.
No, they need that 6'7". They need 6'7". I don't care how she playing. They need 6'7". They partners in crime now. I'm telling you, you trade, but I can see Jeff trying to do it though. I wouldn't put it past him.
Cardoso for Breonna Jones. How about that?
Hell no.
I'm throwing something out there. How about I want to see? I want to see what the line is. Let's draw the line.
No.
That'd be crazy to do that.
Camilla Cardoso for Breonna Jones.
No.
All right,
Jeff would do something stupid like that. Jeff would do something like that. The Pete Panther, he'd do something stupid like that.
No.
Ezzy Magabor from Seattle.
No.
They ain't touching
the shot blocking athletic.
No.
Wardy, you outnumber. Everybody say no. Even in the chat. No.
Twin Towers.
No.
Camilla Cardoso for Aaliyah Edwards.
No, definitely no.
Or Shakira
Aaliyah Edwards has back problems. Why would you pick up somebody with back problems? Come on now. She got back problems.
I want to see where the line is at. I want to see if this is a hard line. I'm trying to find a hard line.
No, well,
Camilla Cardoso for Jonquel Jones.
Are you the one in New York? Let's get a rope.
Camilla Cardoso for Jonquel Jones. Let me see where the line is at. Camilla Cardoso for Jonquel Jones.
No, we not messing.
No.
JJ not going nowhere. You know that already.
Camilla for Snickers. Camilla for Twix. Come on, Wardy.
We gonna tie you up by your toes.
Well, we ain't playing that. You know we don't play about our Twin Towers. That's what they
Leave
want.
Camilla alone.
Yeah. When you gotta, when you build chemistries like that, man, God put them girls together for a reason. They were on two separate teams battling, and he put them together.
Real Money said they would trade her for JJ in a millisecond.
No,
that's funny. Well, JJ
they would trade her for JJ in a millisecond.
JJ not leaving the Liberty, so you already
know JJ not leaving the Liberty.
He ain't going nowhere.
You see how we looking right now without her.
I forgot what it is.
How we looking without Camilla? We looking pretty good if you ask me.
Now, let me correct that for you, Reddit. I'm a Liberty CC fan, not a Fever fan.
That's right, Henry T. We ain't having it. We ain't even gonna play into that narrative. We good. Twin Towers good. Well, the back gonna make me get him.
We already know what the Fever looks like without CC.
The reasons I like Seattle is
right,
asinine. My reasons for liking Seattle is asinine anyway. But I like Seattle too in the Valks.
Yeah, I like Seattle too.
We like the team. We like different teams and stuff. They got great teams out there. Seattle's pretty good.
I like Necker. I like Necker.
Just having some little technical difficulties, right?
Necker and Gabby for me. That's what it is.
So a lot of these players on the back end of their career.
You trade Angel for JJ. What? Oh, I ain't messing with her.
I would have to decline.
For a 23-year-old that's still up on the rise. Why would you do that?
I would have to decline that one. I'm gonna have to decline that one.
She said she won't be watching the sky anymore after.
Exactly. I wouldn't either.
Nobody would look.
Exactly.
I would have to come a Liberty
about-
fan.
How
Liberty,
about how
Liberty,
about how
Liberty.
about we give
Black,
you Stewie
Black,
Thank
Stewie
you.
for Angel?
we're not separating.
Stewie for Angel could work. Stewie for Angel definitely could work. Matter of fact, not.
No.
Y'all need a big, right? We
She's
can give you
getting older.
Nayara
I like
Sabli for
Stewie, she's getting
Angel.
older. You
Nayara
wanna get
Sabli
him
for
there.
Angel definitely could work.
No.
Yo,
Please,
y'all,
anybody
you know how
take
good, no,
Angel.
Nayara
Man,
Sabli is a
really?
good player. Nayara
Good
Sabli is
finals
an
last year. She was
amazing
okay.
player.
She
Matter
was
of
okay.
fact, we'll throw in Kennedy Burke with that too. Nayara Sabli and Kennedy. That makes your team so much better. Kennedy Burke and Nayara Sabli for Angel.
Look, are we
That's
gonna get the
right,
coach
Janelle.
too?
We not letting go of
Are
our
we gonna
No,
get
we can't
Sandy
do that. We can't do
Benedito?
that. We're not smoking. We're not smoking. We're not smoking that good stuff like that.
Well, it's not gonna make the sky no better because you still got Arthur over there.
Tyler Marsh might need a minute. I mean, they have been winning, right? This is
No,
why I
you
say
just-
I know
They,
y'all
they
don't want to
haven't
do
even
that
put
game.
they haven't put
He's
games.
not ready
They
for
haven't
prime
won
time.
games back to back
No.
Wasn't they last two
because he
back-to-back?
do stuff. No, they haven't
Do
won
stupid
any
stuff.
games back to back
They haven't. Sorry, Wardy.
because
But
he keep
they
doing
have
too
put
know what,
together
Future
some
Hope?
wins now.
No, Wardy.
They put
No,
together some wins, some good wins too.
they didn't
put
put
together
together that.
some
The
good
players
ones.
put that together when they got on that floor. They put
Exactly.
that together.
But that's what I'm saying. All right, boom. Miller went overseas to her overseas duties. He played Angel at the 5, right? They won the game, right?
That's because that man.
He
Listen,
didn't have a choice to play her 38 minutes
he in a situation down
because she was cooking.
Anytime
They-
if you ever knows anything that deals with Angel Reese, when they try to block her, she don't make no noise. She make noise on the court. She don't make no noise around her mouth, around social media and all that stuff. What she can and what she can't do. She just come and she shows out. When he put her in the right position and she can and they give her the ball. She's a team player, but everybody don't feel the same way. But when you want to win and you tired, you play together.
And this all I'm saying. Again, y'all not gonna give it to Tyler Marsh, but I'm trying to find the sunshine at the end of the rainbow, right?
We got a sunshine. Them players are working together as a.
So you
not
as
Tyler Marsh don't get
AVPs,
none of that.
I
Don't
like
get
y'all.
none of the schemes he put in. Don't get none of
Huh?
the credit for that.
The
None of the
No,
schemes
he's not
Tyler
getting.
Marsh
He's
put
not.
in, get
He's
none of
not.
that.
If he went, let me tell you something.
What's his
If-
name?
if-
Come on. What's his name for you, the counselor, and Wardy is what?
Huh? What you call me? What? I'm
I said
counselor.
you the counselor. Everything.
Oh, the
you know,
nurturer, the
the
nurturer,
nurturer, and what is Wardy?
and the
'Cause he keep-
instigator, the nurturer and the instigator.
No, he keep talking about Marshmallow. He good. He doing okay. Marshmallow ain't
I
doing
ain't saying
good.
I ain't gonna say all that, but I'm like a few good things that he's doing. Like
What few good
like people like
things?
to say when you do something
good
good, like
thing?
I will
What
give you,
Exactly.
give you a
Even
pat on the
a
back.
nurturer
What you
can't say
saying?
that, right, nurturer?
Wody Mac. The only
What?
I will give him credit if he can put 3 games back to back.
They ain't putting
Wins.
3 games
You
back
gotta
to back.
put Mick
One of them
back
3
in her
games,
You got
one of
to
them 3
put 3
games is
games
gonna be
back to
against
back.
somebody that's a playoff team. If y'all beat the one of the top 5 playoff teams, your outlook on the season should be totally different. And
That's what I'm saying.
if that happens, hold up, hear me out. And if
Mm-hmm.
that happens, when you start beating
Yes.
top 5, some of the top 5 teams, and now you're in the playoff picks, you got to give Tyler Marsh credit. It didn't start
That's
out
what
good,
I'm
but he
saying.
figured
That's
it
what
out.
I'm saying.
Then now you got to give him
Okay.
credit.
Look, Wody, they play the Mystics. I mean, not the Mystics, the Lynx Sunday, right? Then
Right.
Tuesday they play the Mystics. And then I think they next 2 games is the Lynx again.
Back to
Those-
How
back,
many
Link?
of those
Those
games
are
can they
games.
pull out?
Back to
How
back,
many
Link?
of them? Huh?
They should be able to pull all them games out.
Hold
Big
up,
Girl.
back to
Playing
back
right.
games against the Lynx.
Yeah.
He got the playing right.
They won't get. They could possibly get 2 out of that. 2 out of 3 of those, possibly.
So they
Possibly
they
get 2 out
owe
of
the
those 3.
Mystics a butt whooping. That's a morning game. That's Tuesday. They
They
play
can-
the Lynx Sunday.
Oh gosh.
So if they can
Right.
win 3 of those games, because the Lynx are going to be tired.
That's a big. You know what? Essentially, you're saying is they turned the entire season around if they win that, because the Mystics
Yes,
ain't
they
trash.
do.
People is not giving the Mystics they flowers, but that coach over there, Sydney, got them playing something amazing too, just like the Valves.
Yeah, but
The Mystics are,
but the
the
Mystics,
real deal.
he got them playing, but also the Mystics don't always know how to close games. And then
They still young. Yeah, they still a little young in
yeah,
certain
they don't
spots.
know
Yeah.
how to close the games out yet. Put it like that. And then with Kiki, she got to stay out of foul trouble.
Because the
And that's
teams
true. And
that you're
guess what?
asking them to beat,
Overall, they have a better team. Overall, the Mystics drafted better, and
Yeah.
and they got our Southern Citron. That's our Citron for the
you're
Sky.
asking them to beat a decent team and
Uh-huh.
potentially what people consider to be potentially this year's WNBA champions.
Yeah.
Who?
That's a
Well,
That
big
maybe they
ask.
could catch them in the
that's
Which
what
bad,
I'm saying.
one?
I will give him
in the
credit.
bad. Everybody have a bad game, Woody.
And then you got Dallas after that Wednesday. Okay, cool. On a back to back. Yeah, Dallas is a back to back game. So Tuesday and
Yeah.
Wednesday you got a back to back, right?
Uh-huh.
Now I can
Is
see,
Yeah.
and
Miller?
then
Is Miller back
you get
then?
Minnesota again on Saturday. All
Well,
right, so let's use this week. 4 games in this week.
Uh-huh.
Minnesota twice, Washington once, Dallas once. Off the back, and the Washington and Dallas is back to backs. All right.
yeah,
I,
Mississippi.
am
Yeah.
sure I'm sure everybody would
Chicago
say
can stop him,
4 and
and
0. If you feel 4
if
and
he
0 is
playing right.
reasonable in this week, cool, right? How do you see in your own analysis? How do you envision
Uh-huh.
this week can go for the Chicago Sky?
How I envision this week going for Chicago.
4 games, 2 against the Mist, 2 against the Lynx, 1 Mystics and Dallas back to back.
I'm saying them going 2-2.
2-2.
Yeah.
I think that's the worst y'all could do this week because I do believe that you can beat the the Sky can beat the Mystics. I would assume that out of one of these 2 Lynx games, out of one of these 2 Lynx, you get one of them. But I got a feeling the Lynx may try to turn up extra hard because it's a good win for you, but it's a bad loss for the Lynx.
Yeah. But my thing is
Like
that
people
Dallas,
they would get crapped on by every other team. Like, man, y'all got say Dallas or the Sun or the Sky beating
No, they
y'all. Man,
won't.
we ain't
No, they
scared of
won't,
y'all.
Woody.
Y'all paper
But
champions out here. You know what I mean?
we might win both games because, like you said, somebody said Fee was hurt. If I was her, I'd sit out. Sit
And
out
this the thing,
and
and
get
Miss D,
healthy.
this the thing.
Yeah, to get
Because I
healthy.
think you could beat
Yeah.
Dallas. I think they could beat Dallas. So that's what the 2-2 is reasonable, right? So it's
well,
all on, do you
No,
beat
I'm gonna
the
tell you
Dallas
the
is
Lynx
reason
one time?
why.
man.
I'm gonna
Dallas
tell you
ain't
the
the
reason.
same Dallas.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you the reason why I don't think they could beat Dallas, even though I say that they can beat anybody until they don't. They're playing the rookies, which is a whole lot faster.
Right.
Chicago is slow. They slow. They can't get out and run. They can't run in
James will get.
transition.
They'll beat Bam Bam, Bam Bam, and Errol Atkins. They'll be there. They
That's
will
when
get
you would
fresh.
have to play Maddie and HVL.
She gonna
Because
get
Maddie
fresh
can
too.
hit those threes. HVL can run in transition. Everybody else gonna get tired. They're gonna be tired.
Hmm.
So the game plan is gonna have to be totally different for Dallas.
I think
Yeah, it is. Dallas is gonna be. They already beat them twice. It's gonna be hard for them to beat them a third time.
yeah.
I'm gonna say it, and why I said what I
They
said
could though, but it's gonna be hard. Hey
in this
Tiffy.
Yeah.
week. In this week, if it turns out that they go 3-1 in this week,
Uh huh.
what all the reports, what all they do the power rankings week by week.
Uh huh.
Essentially, what's their record right now? Let me look. What's Chicago Sky record
They
right
are
now?
Oh, I
five and
got it.
Five and
11, I
11.
believe.
40 is
5-11,
Mr.
right?
I can't even say it. 40 is Mr. Optimistic, and ADP is the nurturer. That's your name, Optimistic.
I,
I
No,
can't even get it
I
out.
would say I have a basketball channel that I gotta add more to. I call it Potential Sports TV. So I see the potential. I see
I
potential.
don't see the potential with this team. About
I
two and
can see
two. I
potential
say
at
two and
times,
two.
right?
we got
Two
Tiffany
and two,
and
two and
Cole in
two,
here,
2-2
guys.
is the bare
Hey,
minimum,
hey,
and I
Tiffany.
think that's doable. If they go 3-1 or 4-0, somehow go 4-0, would that not then in most people's eyes, you gotta give Tyler Marsh some kudos? Because
Of
that looks
course.
like you turned your good. You beat that would mean you beat the Lynx twice. That is
Yeah.
disrespectful. That is
Okay,
super disrespectful.
ADP or me or you, we need to come back after that. That's 3-1 that Wardy Mac is predicting. We need to have a show
It can
about the
happen.
3-1. So
Three and one,
that.
two and two is
They can be
reasonable.
3-1.
3-1 means you turned your season around. Three and
Yes.
one
Tyler,
means
anything.
because that means you beat the Lynx. That means you beat the Lynx one time.
Go
No,
ahead, Tiffy. Tiffy.
Tyler's not gonna turn anything around. Wody Mac, first of all, hi ADP, hi Missy, thanks for
What up,
having
Tiff?
me.
Hey,
What up, Tiff?
And hello, big girl, and Wody.
Hello.
Wody Mac, you a lie because why are you trying to you trying to split up Angel and Camilla, and you trying to give Tyler Marsh credit? Is your name Jeff Paglioccia? Because you a lie. Explain to us why Tyler should get any credit. You see all the teams around the league, every single team has made a move, has cut people, has gotten rid of rookies except for Tyler. And you want us to give him credit for what? He is stealing money allegedly. Allegedly he is stealing money from the Chicago Sky. And if he doesn't cut some of those bum bets by July 13th, something's up because you cannot allow vets and Maddie. I'm sorry, some of y'all like Maddie. Maddie needs to go. You cannot allow vets and Maddie to have a guaranteed money when you are losing on the season. The Dallas Wings look like a serious organization because they have people who can actually play defense. Name to me two people on Chicago Sky who can play defense outside of Angel and Ariel. I'll wait. Exactly.
Don't forget about Rebecca. Rebecca can play.
Michaela Anuary at times.
At times.
At times, Kia Nurse at times.
You a lie.
No, Kia Nurse never.
At times.
Kia Nurse. She got cooked. I don't know how many games
At
that girl
times.
got cooked.
Occasionally.
Where's you watching? What games you watching with Kia
It's
Nurse?
Rebecca.
Both of them
will
got cooked. Everybody got cooked except Angel and
definitely Rebecca. Yes, Rebecca. Matter of fact, Rebecca Allen. Well, she looked like she played defense better against the second other team's second units or other team's bench players.
We need
She could shut down
her to
bench
play
players.
good in the first unit, not no second unit.
Yeah, she
Maybe she really a bench player. Maybe she don't need to be. Maybe she really is a bench.
Exactly. You have
just
bench
like
players
Lou
playing
Williams
starters.
from the NBA.
Rachel
Maybe she's a
Banham
great bench
either
player.
should be out the league or she should be the last person on the bench. You got her starting every game.
She ain't
Rachel Banham.
She ain't that bad though.
Oh, she bad.
Well, she looked better than last game.
Here's what we can do.
She's still bad.
She's bad. Nobody on even Ariel Atkins. Sorry to that lady. She's a great veteran leader, but she decides when she wants to play defense. And most
exactly, she always on a dang on flow.
Exactly, and she rolling around. Stop, drop, and roll. She get on my nerves. Okay, she needs to step up. She wanted to be an all-star, quote unquote. The issue is, my thing is, a lot of these guards came here for their own benefit. They thought Chicago was open season because, and I don't blame them because what kind of team has a GM trashing their franchise player in the news?
Yeah.
So of course guards want to be selfish and they want to play for their paychecks and play for highlight reels. It's because of Jeff and Tyler. They have no control over that locker room whatsoever.
I don't know what's in the air. Maybe it's the political climate. But when you said that for the first thing, this is literally something that happened. For those that know, Nikola Jokic won a championship for Denver, and their ownership was talking about, it's even a possibility that they could trade him. I don't care, joking or not, but that's not the joke I'm gonna make. Your franchise center, who's everybody considers probably the best player in the league, and you joke about potentially we might trade him to. I don't know. Maybe it's something in the air in 2024, 2025.
It's worse than that. Like, I'm sorry. And I'm never going to get off her head, bro. Sorry to that lady. Hopefully she heals. Vandersloot, Courtney, as she goes by.
Courtney Vandersloot, even though she was being very, very ball centric, she was facilitating that thing very well for Miller, well, specifically for Camilla.
No, she wasn't.
No, she wasn't.
She could not stay on the floor.
She wasn't doing that good of a job.
They played her so many minutes. She old. She been getting ready 37 years old. Then she had knee injuries. So if you're 37 with a knee injury, you basically 44. It takes years off your body.
That's 74 years in dog years.
Exactly.
No.
Hey, but Jeff is silly. Right. She's an old hound dog. Anyway, but but that's Jeff's fault. Jeff, for some reason, you gonna run your whole team around a 37-year-old woman. She said I'm not gonna come here unless I get what I want, and you gave a 37-year-old woman what she wanted. Like that don't make sense. Come on, Jeff.
Yeah, but that's you think about how they treat other greats for former, that used to
Oh
be
yeah, I
great players for the
understand that, but that
franchise
don't mean you let Vandersloot come in and come on now.
and dictate. But she
Vandersloot
won
would
She did
she
win
would
a
have been
chip for
playing
them.
with New
She did
York.
win
She
a
was on the
chip for them.
bench. She was on the bench. They
what makes
really,
Vandersloot a great?
Say again.
huh?
What'd you say,
What
Timmy?
what makes Vandersloot a great? Can somebody clarify that for me?
She haven't been good in 10 years. I mean, well, 7 years. She had a few good seasons, but she ain't the same
She's a
Vandersloot.
good floor. She's a good floor general. I mean, you just
Not
basically
no
you can
more.
get.
She haven't been there in years.
Mm,
If she
she's
was that,
still she
y'all
still
wouldn't have
puts up.
benched her on the Liberty. Whoa, come on now.
She's not
Exactly.
a
She wasn't.
threat
She
to
didn't play that
score, and
much.
she's a liability on defense. So that becomes a problem. Yeah, like when all right, the ball is in the point guard's hand and they're not trying to score, so it kind of makes it easier to defend them. That's the only problem with those floor general type of point guards. Like they're not looking to shoot. They're not looking to do anything with the ball when they got it. But
But that's
pass it.
different. Sloot, and I'm sure she's a great whatever, bro. But Sloot came to Chicago and she was threatening us that she was gonna score, bro. The whole entire time. She wasn't a scoring threat. She was threatening to score. That's a problem because
Mhm.
Sloot looking for highlight reels instead of doing her job, which is passing to Camilla and Angel. That's a
Mhm.
problem. And you're seeing the same
Yeah.
issue with Aces. Chelsea Gray wants to shoot all the time instead of passing to Asia. You can't have guards who want to be the star on your team when you already have a star big.
Mhm.
Well,
Makes
I believe the guards when you have a PG, they need to be a scoring threat also.
Yeah, it helps.
They have to be.
Helps.
It helps. It keeps the defense honest.
Honest. Yeah, exactly. Honest. Because if I like you said, if it's like even with Lonzo Ball at certain parts of his career, and I'm using NBA references because it's some of the first to come to mind, but just to say in point guards in general, if I know you ain't gonna do nothing with it but pass it, like I'm not playing you too tough on defense.
That's the
Like
reason
I don't
why
gotta
Angel
smother
Reese
you
get
unless
clocked
like
on.
unless you're like say like Alyssa Thomas where she has the ball in her hand. She will take a look to score. She does look to score, but she gets she gives people easy looks because as soon as there's a slight window to pass through, she can make the right pass. So she don't even necessarily need to score much for her to not being the score, being a threat. You know what I'm saying?
But the issue is, if you're a point guard and you can't score, you need to have good defense. That's why Raven Johnson makes
And she
sense.
don't, and that's the problem. Sloop don't got because she too small, and she old. She
And
old and
she,
too small.
oh, and
Yeah.
those
But
days,
she still, y'all do take that away from it. Just she still does. She protects the ball and she does run an offense. That's one thing she in her advanced age she will do that. She will run an offense and protect the ball.
I just
protect, this guy had 20 something turnovers.
yeah. Well, yeah. You get more Sloop more credit than what she performed.
Exactly. And you can tell she that knee injury is actually because they played her so dang on much. She too old to be playing all the minutes, and
Mhm.
she couldn't handle it. Her body gave up. You
Yeah.
know.
He definitely played her too many minutes. He could have
Her
split it.
knees are 74 years old.
Them dog years again.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hound
Dog years.
dog sloop.
Because when you play, when you play sports for most of your life, that's wear and tear
Oh, absolutely,
on your
absolutely.
muscles, on your knees, on your car. All that is wear and tear. So yeah, your body is aging. You may be 36, but you're twice that old
I
because
mean,
your
she had an
body.
injury last season too, if I'm not mistaken, right? She had an injury
Yeah,
last
I
season
think
too.
so. Yeah.
She was coming off an injury last
But
season.
still, the plans that she wanted, She wanted all those. She couldn't play those minutes, but she wanted those minutes. But she
And
didn't.
Jeff sold the
She didn't.
fans a bill of goods. A bill of goods. Oh, Vandersloot, we bring in Vandersloot. Everybody, oh, we bring in Vandersloot. I didn't like it when I first heard it. I'm like, Vandersloot. Well,
Yeah, but like I said again, the way that I was looking at it is like she won the championship for the city, so it's like, bringing back old familiarity.
no,
You know what I mean?
no,
And
that's
No,
not.
no,
No. She
no.
told we
They
don't.
said
They
that she.
need players that can play. They don't need an old familiarity. They need if you gonna do that, bring back Kai Copper. She's still a little younger and
oh
she can
yeah, you
still
wasn't
play.
just gonna get Kai Copper though.
I'm just
But
saying,
That was
no,
gonna
you
but
need
cost
a
you
team
something.
player
they
too.
should
You
have
need
left
a
Sloop
team
on the
player.
bench in New York. Left her on the bench. I don't understand. I don't get it.
You needed a team player. If you're gonna come to somebody else's team and they
Hey,
tell you we want to build this team around Angel and Camilla, and you do the opposite, something's wrong with that picture. I'm saying that's what they told in front of us, but behind closed doors, they were like, this your team. And they even he said in the presser, this is her team. This is Sloot's team.
hey, I'm. This is all speculative, and I'm joking in a way. But you would have brought Sloot over here and put her on the bench and started someone like HVL while the team is still losing like they were. You was gonna have a DeWanda Bonner situation on your hand.
I
I
wish we had
guarantee you.
Wanda Bonner situation.
I'm telling you.
I wish, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how you could tell a good leader from just a veteran. DeWanda Bonner is a veteran leader. She saw that the
Yeah,
team was not where it was not holding themselves to a certain standard, and she said, "I'm gonna remove myself."
yeah,
Sloop is now stealing $200,000 from the Sky organization because she was too arrogant to tell Tyler, "Hey, I shouldn't be playing 38 minutes."
Hmm.
If she was a
Well,
real,
that's true, but Jeff, it should have been got to that point. Jeff, gave her some. She gave Jeff's demands, and he fell for it. Like, okay, he should just left her where she was at.
You know
That
that's
ain't
what
why
her
I'm
he
saying.
fell
demands.
for it? Because he
What?
made it seem like didn't nobody want to come there because of Kennedy and Teaspoon.
Yeah,
hmm
That's the reason why he. This is the reason why Vet's not coming because of Kennedy and Teaspoon, which was not true.
exactly. If they would have kept him, I bet you they would have got some bets, even with
Well, the
Jeff
thing about it is,
behind.
the vet don't nobody want to come there because of him. The organization.
I know, but
hmm
they actually would have been better. They would have got at least maybe one, but they would have been a better team with Kennedy on the team.
They would
they
be.
add and
They
better
would be
draft
above
picks.
500.
Right,
I
and so
bet
your
you that.
Centron would have been on the team because I
Well,
think
she you can let that go. Son, you
I
not.
know. I'm just saying they would have had better draft picks, and we wouldn't see Rachel
Well,
Banham, we
He
wouldn't see
wasn't gonna
Rebecca
get nobody.
Allen.
You see
Rachel
how he
still be
did
on
in
the
that
bench.
draft? That,
Exactly.
that draft was a nightmare for him.
Yeah.
Picking
And Spoon would have
unnecessary
say, "Hey,
players
what's going
and
on?"
stuff.
She kind of would question, like, even though she wasn't the general manager, she'd be like, "Really?" You see, Marshmallow didn't say nothing about the draft. Like, hey, I got to coach these people.
Marsh wanted Maddie. That tells me all I need to know about Marsh. First of all, both of them should be fired. How do you have a team with five wings? Five wings. More wings than wing stop.
Then the Chinese food plate.
Right, and where the biscuit at? Right,
Play
five
the Chinese
wings and no
food.
biscuit.
Dry wings, a dry biscuit, a dry point guard from 1972. No,
Dry rub.
He got everybody rejects. That's the reject
More
team.
wings than a Popeye special, she said.
Besides Camilla and Angel and maybe Ariel, they got the rejects.
we don't even have fresh wings. These are wings from last night that they left by the dumpster, bro.
Exactly, hard dry
Oh man.
wings that could knock somebody out.
Hey, the homeless gotta eat too, Tiff. The homeless gotta eat too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you
Stop it.
do recognize Ariel Atkins was traded without her. Like, they weren't. She didn't get it. She didn't ask to be traded. The organization traded her. You do realize Sloop. New York didn't even call Sloop back. They said, "Do not reply." They said, "Number blocked. Go ahead and pack up and go." And this is who we got started, and we wonder why we're getting blown out by the Indiana Fever.
Well, yeah, my speculative again.
Right.
Sabrina, they was like, if we don't get nobody, Sabrina run point guard would be fine. She can run point guard just as effective as Sloop and actually score from that position. So they was fine with letting her roll and replacing her. You know what I mean? They're not attached. They're not attached like that to people. If you're not producing, they'll let you go. It's cutthroat. It's cutthroat,
Well,
but it is what it is.
well, Sky's not like that. We still got these players out here. We got to finish this year out with these same players because they not trading nobody.
Nah, we gotta make noise, bro.
Nobody
Like,
wanted. Who they gonna trade? Nobody. They have to trade. Nobody want these players. Who they gonna trade? Only tradable person, three people, and that's maybe of course Angel, Camilla, and Ariel.
I
They
gotta
feel
find. I guess I
maybe.
gotta go look it up, but I don't know if it's with certain sports you got to spend a certain amount of the salary cap. I don't know if that's true in the
Yeah, they
W.
don't have much cap.
No,
That's
but I
why I
mean,
said they can waive
say
Sloop
like if
stuff.
the cap is $1 million, and in the sports league you have to use like 80% of that $1 million on player salary, right? And so like with a team that's not doing good, so to save money, if they're not making money, like hey, well we'll just get a team full of role players that we don't got to pay a lot, and we saving half of that million of that salary. Well, like teams that would I guess that's why in certain sports leagues they put that rule in, hey, you got to use up to a certain percentage of that salary cap, so teams wouldn't do that if they're not competing, right? Then you're not putting out a competitive product by having a team full of role players that you're not paying a lot, so I don't know if that rule applies in the W, but
But they
they
playing
had
these
like
role
they had
players.
like
They getting
200
paid a lot. Rachel
they had
Bellman's getting
like
paid a lot,
300,000 left over, right?
and Rebecca Allen's
No,
getting
no, I think
paid.
it's
They
less.
getting paid a
It
lot
may
of
be
money.
less than that. I think
Chi-
they use a lot of their money.
Chicago
Mm.
only has 60,000 left. Like, we're paying Kia
Oh,
no
okay.
Wow.
Exactly. They paying too many players, bad players, big contracts. It's stupid.
Oh yeah, well yeah, if they doing that, paying bad players big money, then they just
Yeah, because how
they
much
maybe
is
they
Ben
have to
Jones?
That
use the money and they stupid. They got to use the
yeah,
money
because they
and they're
can
lazy.
waive Sloop. They can waive Sloop.
They're
They'll
not gonna
still
do.
pay for her medical stuff because she got hurt while she was on the team. They can waive
They're not gonna.
Maddie. Her contract is not guaranteed. They can waive Bantam. Her contract is not guaranteed. They can waive Kia. Her contract is not guaranteed. There's a lot of players they can waive to get somebody.
Mm. How
Kia.
much is
And I just it's again it's my personal. Now this is actual my personal feelings. Sometimes I say what I think may be, but it may just be the fact is if winning would be a plus, but they don't care about winning enough right now because maybe they want to be in the sweepstakes for some of these good players coming out in future drafts. They're not trying to
It,
be they they
it
don't
wouldn't
they
help
don't
them.
they don't think they have a chance of winning the championship. So they just hey, if
It's
we win, it's a plus. But they ain't trying to.
well, no, they want to make it to the playoffs. They want to
so who?
Getting there, yeah. But like
because
How many
saying like
games you got left?
getting there and then potentially winning the championship is
but
two
you never
different
know. They
aspirations.
could be
If
the 2023
making the
LSU
playoffs be
team.
your aspiration is a good
Yeah,
aspiration.
they could, big girl.
Making the
That could be
playoffs
the
is a good aspiration.
2023. You never know what your team
Who?
can do until you put
Who?
them in the position to do it.
Who?
Yeah.
The
Not the
sky
sky.
saying being an AC,
Not
being
with
an
this
AC
this
to making the
bad news
playoffs.
Bears team. Oh my god.
But then is on the flip side, big girl, right? You make the
Uh-huh.
AC, you get a worse draft pick. Now, yes, the links. I would prefer to see the sky. Now, do you hear y'all? Here's a crazy thing. The Lynx get y'all draft pick. I would like to see y'all be actually good. I do not want the Lynx getting a very high draft pick from y'all and making this thing
Exactly.
very
That's
difficult.
what I'm.
So I would actually like to see y'all do good. At least make the playoffs or something, high seed,
Yeah.
you know.
But
Yeah, but
You know what
I
kind of
don't want that. You know
confidence
why I don't
booster
want
that
that?
is?
Because if they make the playoffs, we get to keep these bad news Bears. I don't want to keep these players. They getting
Well,
older. I
Jeff
don't want
ain't
to
gonna
keep
do
them.
nothing anyway, so you're
Uh-uh.
All
gonna
right,
have
well,
them
to say you
anyway.
go from potentially getting like a 3 or 4th round pick, a 3 or 4th pick to maybe a 7th or 8th pick, the Lynx still can swap with you. They may still take the swap, right? Because they say there's somebody at that spot that they want, right? They can take it. You know what I mean? So the
Swap,
swap is still there.
not a
But
swap.
let's say like there's nobody that they want, and they don't want to pay a whole bunch of money potentially to somebody that they don't want. But you get to keep your pick, and you sitting
Cody,
at 7 or 8, and you still get somebody decent. You know what I
what
mean?
it's
you say,
not a
Tiffy?
swap. It's not a swap. They gave them the outright pick for HBL, bro.
Mm.
Now they have a swap pick. Who they have a swap pick with? Is it the Sun? They got a swap pick with somebody.
They have so they have a swap with Phoenix. They own the Connecticut Sun pick outright. So wherever Connecticut lands, they get their pick. And if Phoenix lands lower than them, they can swap their Connecticut pick with Phoenix's pick, and they'll take Phoenix's.
Mm.
And then
They
so where does the links
and the
come in
Lynx
at?
outright got their pick.
The-
Yes, the Lynx outright have Chicago's pick. So if Chicago does bad, they're giving the Lynx potentially the number 1 draft pick.
Which we do not want to see that.
I would
Well,
like
hold
to
up. Let me say, I'll just say we, because I'm sure a lot of people don't care that the Lynx get a good pick. You know what I mean? That are Nafisa Collier fans. I personally do not want to see that.
Well, they said the number
Yeah.
1 draft pick is going to be Lauren Betts, so
Mm.
they
Imagine
need a
giving
big.
Lauren Betts to go side by side with Fee.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they
And
need a
Alana
real
Smith.
big.
I
Alana
think
Smith is a real big, but I mean that now you got another one that you can bring, and you know Cheryl Reeves gonna play her off the bench. You
they're
know
not
she's gonna get bench minutes.
they're gonna take Olivia Miles.
We're gonna take a little
But
bit of
then,
Why
miles.
like,
would they
how
do
does that
that?
Who
work?
gonna
Then what do
take
you
him
do with
out?
Courtney Williams?
Why
Then
why would you take Olivia Miles and just sit her on the bench?
Well, because I don't think they're gonna sit her, because if you look at it, Courtney Williams and Natisha Heidemann are the reason that the Lynx are losing games. They don't have a real PG, and they haven't had one for the past 2 years.
Mm.
I don't think she's not going to take Olivia Miles
so
But
maybe
she don't play
she's gonna let
rookies.
Natisha
She don't play
Heidemann
rookies
go
though.
and you
because
bring
Olivia
Olivia
Miles
Miles
don't play
up,
her type of ball.
Yeah, but
but
she don't
that
play
basically
rookies,
you're
so it don't
essentially
matter.
saying that this is.
It don't matter what rookie come in because she don't play rookies.
She will
But
play
there's no,
Lauren
no, but
Betts
Miss D, there's certain rookies that
Wow.
will get a chance. Certain rookies would get a chance. I mean, like those once in a
Cheryl
lifetime
stubborn.
type of picks.
Cheryl
Cheryl will
stubborn.
give certain ones a chance.
I don't know. We'll see with her.
Because
Olivia Miles
Yeah.
is there.
I ain't
Olivia
seen
Miles
her
is
give.
there. She'll get minutes. Lauren
she
Betts is there for her. She'll get minutes.
To tell the
Uh,
truth,
some may
Angel.
not,
Listen, Angel was not supposed to be on the sky. Angel was supposed to be a
she didn't see
link.
what she wanted out of it. Again, you see that team. Everybody spreads the
She
floor
listen.
on the links
She
though.
would have. She said she'd regret that. Angel, if Cheryl Reese had any sense, would have been a link, not a sky. But
But
she didn't
just
see.
keep in mind though,
They blackballed Angel.
every
Angel
player
was
on the
not even
links
supposed to
though
be the
can spread
center.
the floor though.
Mm-hmm. Nope, she wasn't.
Every player on the links can spread the floor though. Maybe that's maybe like the way that she likes it. She even
The
likes
one
her
look,
big.
we talk
Alana
about a
Smith don't shoot a
championship.
lot, but she can shoot too though.
Angel would have been perfect with them. You playing next to Fee,
Mm-hmm.
that would
Yep.
have been a killing team. But
If they
she
would
couldn't
have had
see.
Angel last year, they would have beat the Liberty.
Sure would have.
The Liberty.
I mean, I don't know if I want to go that far.
Yeah,
They would have
I would go that
won
far. I would go that
We
far.
stay while we got Jonquel Jones. As long as we got Jonquel Jones, we
No,
got an edge.
Not the way they were playing
Angel would have
last
played her
year. If
straight
they
up.
had
Angel would have
Angel.
killed her. For real, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Year one Angel. I'm pretty sure JJ would have just cooked her.
No, she
Eventually
wouldn't.
in a 5-game series.
No. You don't
Yes,
understand
JJ.
Angel. Nope.
Year one
Yeah.
Angel.
Yep.
JJ would have cooked it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Go
Sandy
ahead.
Brondello would have had JJ cooking.
Play
Nope.
with Kyler. I'm here. Go on
not
and play like a-
it would have been a 3 big lineup.
You
Cheryl would
got
have
it.
Nafisa at the 3, Angel at the 4, Alana at the 5. Because Courtney Williams was selling. If we're being honest, Courtney Williams was selling some games. Kayla McBride was selling some games, and she would have done, because Cheryl does those lineups. If you watched her coach the Olympics, she'll put in all the talented defensive guard bigs, and then the next play she'll take them out and put in the offensive ones. Cheryl, if she had the pieces, and if Alana Smith's back wasn't dang near broken during the playoffs, the Lynx would have won. They just needed an additional big.
They was missing
Mm.
bigs. That's the only thing that separated teams.
Wow. Yeah.
Cheryl Reeves made the biggest mistake of her life. Oh well.
Yep. Now she got.
I know she probably would take that back. Probably would take it back because again, there's certain things that you couldn't foresee. So she would take that back.
She could foresee. Angel was doing this in college. Come on now. If she watching, you come on, everybody, come on,
Yeah,
come on.
but Charlie Collier is not in the league, and she was the number one pick 3 years ago,
Mm.
and
So
she's six
guys,
five.
look, we got Cheryl Reeves and oh girl from the Liberty. What's her name? What's her name? The coach.
Sandy Bernardino.
Yeah,
Sandy Brondello,
those are our all
Brondello.
star coaches.
If they have the best two records,
So they haven't decided on them yet.
They did. Those are the ones.
I'm not sure, but if they the cutoff was a
Sandy,
certain date,
yeah, Sandy
and it
really.
would be Sandy and Cheryl Reeves.
Okay. That's interesting. I don't know how that would go, but it's interesting. They're good coaches, but we'll have to see. Okay, guys, what are your final thoughts for tonight? We got a game on Sunday. CBA with Big Girl said 3 strikes, so they need to do one more round, Big Girl,
That's right.
and
One more round.
we need Bmore Style Angel. We know that. So I guess we'll start, Miss D. What are your final thoughts about the CBA, the atmosphere of the WNBA? Is that a result of the CBA? And how you think Reese gonna do in this next game?
Well, I want them to keep fighting, and I think it's like she said, 3 strikes, 3 times, and you know. But yeah, the atmosphere is a little different. Not only because of the CBA, it's just a lot of politics going on. Still got the
Yeah.
politics with the CC, and you got these troll fans and all that mess. So yeah, of course. But Angel, she definitely
Mm-hmm.
gonna do it. She gonna be Angel.
Yeah, of
A lot of
course.
double doubles. She gonna break some more records. The team, I don't know, but
Right.
Angel definitely gonna do her. I mean, it ain't gonna ever change. So that's my opinion about everything.
Walter Mac, what's your final thoughts?
Yeah. Happy Fourth to everybody, and enjoy your weekend. That's all I say.
Big girl, what's your final thoughts?
Hey, I said just know what you're worth and stick with it.
Yeah.
You can't sell yourself short. You got to know what you're worth. That's
Yeah.
just business.
Mm-hmm.
No one is gonna care about if you got kids or nothing like that. You got to know your worth. You have control of your own destiny.
Yeah, I
So
think we.
stand on business.
Yeah.
Stand on business. We need Be More. We need Baltimore Angel for this game. She needs to get her triple double this game, and they
Oh,
need
guys,
to.
real quick, big girl, real quick. Why they
Yeah.
not counting all her assists? Why they shortening
Well,
her? I just want to
it's
know.
up. It's up to the statistician if it's
Uh,
an assist or not. Whoever's keeping up with the assist, it's up to them whether it's an assist or not. And Angel does not have any favor right now when it comes to stats and stuff like that. So with
oh
with
my
with
God.
those type of people,
Yeah, that's sad.
but she gonna get it. She gonna get it this time.
Mm-hmm.
She gonna get it. They're gonna win 3 out of the 4. They're gonna win 3 out of the 4.
Okay, big girl.
Yeah,
I
they're
see
gonna
you.
win 3 out of the 4. They're gonna win until they don't.
Yeah, you said that right. Tiffany and
Yep.
Cole, what are your final thoughts? What you think? We had talked about that CBA today, and did it play a role in the atmosphere of the WNBA? And how you think Reese gonna do for our game on Sunday?
Yeah, the CBA, I think it's gonna have to. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Cool. Um, the CBA is gonna have to be players versus Kathy, because right now it's very clear the commissioner is an employee of the NBA instead
Mm.
of being this, the advocate for the WNBA. She just wants to get her check. She's like She's like Rebecca Allen. She just show up to get her check. She not trying to help nobody. She's doing the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Rebecca stealing money, allegedly. And for the so I think the players I like what Satu is doing. I like that because NECA, she has to play the politics game. But Satu,
Hmm.
she's fair. She is German. She is West African. She says Kathy needs to stop playing with us. Kathy needs to give us a real deal, and
Yeah.
she's willing to stand up and call her. Oh, every time,
I
you
be
know,
seeing her on TikTok. She funny, but
I
she's
love
straightforward. She's straightforward.
she cuts it. I love that because you need someone who's gonna be like, listen, we are worth this, and she's the vice president of like the Players Association, and
Hmm.
that's perfect. You have someone that's likable. I mean, both of them are likable. You have someone who's like more of like an employee in NECA, and you have someone who is like a hard nosed, good cop, bad cop type with Satu. For the game on Sunday, the Minnesota Lynx and Nafisa Collier, Kayla McBride, and Courtney Williams are all on fraud watch. That Commissioner Cup game was a disgrace to the sport of basketball. So I really hope that they're still playing like clowns on Sunday, so that since they want to take the foot off the brake, don't show up on Sunday playing like an all-star team again.
Right, Tiffany. That's what I was saying. That's what they gonna do, Tiffany. Watch.
I'm gonna be very irritated because that's just gonna prove that all of this is for it's
Yeah.
not even real. It's all for a narrative.
Uh huh. Yeah. That will. Well, guys, thank you for coming on my live tonight. We getting ready to shut it down, and I appreciate
Thank you
you
for having me.
coming. Thank you, Big Girl and Tiffany, for coming on the panel and chat. Thank you
Yes.
so much for
Oh, no
showing up.
problem.
And we're gonna see what happened with the CBA. We're gonna see what happened on Sunday because I'm gonna be ready. Y'all see, I got my new hair now. If I got to take my new hair off, I'm gonna be upset. So I just need them to do right. But thank you guys. Have a enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the chat. Somebody
Enjoy the
said
rest
on
of your
Sunday.
4th of July weekend.
Yeah, we got a thing tomorrow with my daughter. So
Okay. That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, tell your daughter I said happy birthday, happy
Yeah, told us
belated
a happy
birthday.
birthday.
Thank you. I ain't gonna be out. Look, I'm not been out of that heat that long. Ooh, I can't do it. It make you start getting irritated and talking stuff. So I'm not doing it. She not doing it either. But it's great to celebrate. And she's 23 now, so all that the couples 23, 24, stuff like that. Some most of them. So we're gonna see how it go with the kids and stuff. But thank you guys, and I'll see you guys if I go live. I'll probably go live next week. I think Miss D, if you go live, let me know. And you forgot to attach your YouTube channel with mine so you can get your watch hours.
Oh yeah, I didn't. I was gonna ask you that. I didn't want to do all that. Okay.
Yeah, because it's more. I didn't know you got to put your title and everything in there.
Yep.
Just like, come on, just let me click on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And
Got
just hit
title. Yep.
attach. Yeah. So yeah, you're welcome to do that, and just let me know when you go live and stuff, so I can come up there so we can get your subs and stuff up because we on the
Yeah.
road. So
Yeah.
and don't forget, guys, make sure Tulip Play has she has her channel. So Pretty Tony got a channel now. We waiting for Big Girl, guys. Waiting for Big Girl,
Hey, me and
and
my
Come on,
daughter's
big
supposed to
girl.
be
Come
doing
on.
something tomorrow on
y'all gonna do
TikTok.
something tomorrow. Really, if
Yeah,
you still there, you
on
hear that
TikTok.
on TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay, you still,
I
but
don't know
and
if
you
it's gonna be on Big Girl 4 or Big Girl 900. I'm gonna text you and let you know though. Because I got two
okay,
TikTok pages.
okay. That's good. We
Yeah.
need to get you. You got to get in the YouTube streets too, Big Girl. All you got to do is save that video and post it on your YouTube.
Yeah, I when I get there, we'll see.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, it comes with
Okay.
time. Okay. All right, guys. Have a good
All
night.
right.
All right. Have a good
All right.
night.
Have a
See
good
you.
morning.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Bye.
Bye bye.